Good morning. Get right in your face right now. Guys, it's your boy GRC. This is Crypto in the Morning. How's everyone doing today? Guys, I have a quick announcement. I hadn't told anyone this yet. I have to get a haircut before Pulse Chain launches. I know everyone's going to come at me about it, but my sister for Christmas, she scheduled these pictures. There's some sort of pictures, and I have to go to like a place and take pictures. And I sent her a picture of myself, and she said, "I won't let you come here looking like that." I said, "I'll just get a haircut." I'm so sick of this hair, dude. Literally, I can't even talk to chicks anymore because I can't even see. My hair's in my face. I can't do anything. It's annoying. But seriously, my sister, this was like a Christmas thing. She was like, "Hey, for Christmas, can you just take pictures?" And I was like, "Yes." I was like, "Of course, I can do that." So guys, sorry about that. But we're going to be talking about the market crash today. Absolutely. I don't want to say awesome because there's so many men, women, and people that are suffering because of this. Guys, if you think it's funny for $26.5 billion of other humans' money to be locked up in a vault with no bridge, and then centralized ownership failure got tricked at its own game, Daquan got tricked. He got robbed and arbed and wrecked. That's why immutable code is so important. That's why Hex is different than the rest. Okay, you want to know why? Why Hex is on 365 days from today, the ROI of every single cryptocurrency, Hex is number one. Period. End of story. In a bear market. If you're fudding, I'm going to FUD a big fart on your head. Because, guys, Hex, you can check the price action, you can check the shares, you can check the T-share chart, you can check the adoption rate, you can check all Richard's videos. I believed in Hex early on, but I mean, I didn't want to put my name on it by any means. But like, oh my God, if this man had a crystal ball, like everything he says has came true to an extent. I don't agree with everything Richard does. I think he's a little bit reckless at times, but Lord have mercy. That's what immutable code is all about. You can be reckless when the software's done, right, Sam? Software's complete. Isn't that crazy? It's pretty wild, Sam. We're going to talk, guys, me and Sam. Sam's been gone for 2 days straight. I've been babbling like an idiot. Let's get some logic, some reason, some finance involved. Sam, I want you to ask me questions about the last week. Anything you missed, anything you felt like you missed. I've been locked in, brother. So like, when I say locked in, I'll probably go down some rabbit holes today. We might call it some furus today if I'm feeling loose at the end. So guys, it's Crypto in the Morning. This is the #1 crypto show on the internet, period. It's not even the best morning news show. It's just the best show. It's the best, better than CNN. Crypto in the Morning. Guys, check this out. Awesome video. Let's go.
Young folks, you dripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Heart. Richard Heart.
Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Point one, everything we mark. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Heart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my Hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Heart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the Hex, he is mooning. Looking at wives they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pro chains out, now get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex, I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. By my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Getting this back like a year ago.
Oh, I gotta unclick it.
What's up, brother? Good to be back. Good to be back at
Man,
the
when's the
scene.
last time we had any talk about crypto other than
Oh,
yesterday and this
About
morning?
48 hours ago. It was about 48 hours ago. I
2
feel
days.
like I missed out that this massive, like, I might sound lighthearted, but I really do feel bad for the people who own Luna, or like those two guys that we had on the other day, this massive crash. Like, we're gonna, I kept coming into my mind over the last couple days, like, do we really need an algorithmic stablecoin? Just because it's been there for the last 13 years, does it need to be there?
Well, Sam, the real question is deeper than that. The real question would be, do we need decentralized money?
Well, I think that's obvious, though. Yes.
So, okay, so that's an obvious yes, but it's never been done. So, like, it's an obvious. That's the question in my head. Like, if there was like a test on this in like a college class, you know, it would be like, should guys like Richard, should guys like that are building cryptos, should they just try to make the best crypto ever and have it somehow attached to the banks and just tell everyone and just be honest? Because let's be honest, there's people out there that laugh at us all day long because they're like, legislation's going to destroy you guys and you have nothing you can do about it. But then there's people on our side that just say, that's not happening. I want to dig in, Sam. What can legislation do? I don't know. I don't understand.
I see three, like I was having a conversation with somebody at the gym and he's trying to say the same thing. The government's going to get involved. The government's going to get involved. And three like obvious answers come to mind. So it's probably not going to be one of these three because those are the obvious ones. But like trying to stop mining is the first thing that comes forth. But that's just for people who don't know anything about crypto, right? Because all that's going to do is affect Bitcoin, and then there's going to be like a sinking effect on the broader crypto market.
In my opinion, for Bitcoin is fine. Sucks. It's silly at the high end, but it's the biggest crypto. It's been doing it for a while, so I think as long as the adoption of crypto is not proof of work, I think it's cool.
And what is the government going to do? Say that crypto's illegal? What?
Well, they can make it so they won't interact with the bank.
Yeah, but do you think that's an issue? I don't know if that's an issue. It's just a short-term issue, but it's not going to be an issue.
This is what I'm kind of asking, because this is what we're talking, Sam. This is exactly what we're like. What the question you just asked is like the 2 points of it. It's like, does it matter, or do I have to interact with the bank? Is that for the future? Is that the future? But if what I know just about people and how rich my friends are, you know, my friends in Hacks and shit, the guys on that come on here and stuff, they'll start their own fucking bank.
Correct.
And I'll start my own fucking bank. Oh, guys, Sam, I cursed twice in a row.
That was you, not me.
Sam,
That was you, not me to say.
First, and I promise I won't do it one more time. I won't do it.
So, but I see this as only a temporary thing, because if you, right now, a lot of people have to, so to speak, interact with the old corrupt system. Right. But do you want to be attached to like a rotting apple or a rotting corpse that is like the old system? Do you think that somebody could just cut out the rotted portion of flesh that is all of the bad things that are happening with legacy finance to like correct it? I don't know. I mean, like in the one sense, it's being cut out because crypto is, so to speak, a derivative of that, because it was conceptualized and now it's in people's minds and they're taking that to create a new thing, a better thing in crypto. But if somebody wants to rent from me and they want to pay in crypto, like right today, that percentage of people who want to pay in crypto are going to be very small.
Are they going to pay you in UST or are they going to pay you in Tether?
I would prefer neither one of those.
I was being a little insensitive, and I kept asking people how many UST for a stable coin.
Did you? So go ahead.
So you want to pull up the chart, Sam, and I can talk you through it and let you know some stuff?
Yes, I
So
have.
there's
So I
UST,
have.
that would be the peg. That's what broke first. And then Terra Luna followed after, it was simultaneous. But
So we have UST. I'll pull up first here. And
so
this,
it costs roughly 8.6 Terra USD to buy $1. And yesterday it cost $1.
Yeah, so just when was this? How many days ago? This is the 9th. So this is 4 days ago. We were sitting at about $1 peg. Did you see what exactly took place? So I don't know what caused this breaking.
I do. Okay. I'm going to explain it to you in the way that I know how. Maybe you can piece together the logistics of probably how it occurred. So basically, I heard that Daquan took some deal because some dude wanted some Bitcoin from their vault or some shit. There was like a deal. But what the guy didn't know is they were planning an attack. So they were planning an attack the whole time. And so they were just like pinching liquidity out of everything. I don't know. Basically, they had more money than everyone, and they just leveraged the system, got everyone to, what's it called when you lose all your money?
Bankrupt or
no, like really quick from a wick or something.
Crash or something?
No,
or?
when you were trading, liquidated. So everyone got liquidated, and then the same guy.
Who gets liquidated though?
Everyone on the Anchor protocols that had all their money. That's what those protocols were doing. That's like what they're for. They're for all that shit.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
like
if
a
they
DeFi protocol on their chain.
It was a DeFi lending type of protocol.
Yeah, it's called Anchor protocol.
So if you can depeg, oh man, this is crazy. So
look up Anchor protocol right now.
Think about what this does though. So
Anchor protocol is a company on the ground in Asia.
Is it attached to those fellas?
Yes. So basically, that's what they do. They have all these oracles or whatever the fuck they're called. I can't remember. Not oracles. They have all these entities.
But think about what this does, right? Because in the crypto space, you hear things about game theory and incentives. And if you put together something like this on top of a protocol that is attached to a pegged stablecoin that is algorithmically adjusted, what does that incentive do? What to give context?
The type of attack, I just think everyone's vulnerable, right? Everyone's vulnerable.
Literally, if
Hex is vulnerable too. If a dude came in with enough money, this is the problem. It's less about like, yes, they attacked the algorithm stablecoin because they could. That was their opening, right? Like that was the easiest way to enter into breaking this thing. Mm-hmm. But for Hex, let's say a dude with $10 trillion, for example, the richest motherfucker in the world, bought all the Hex and staked it all for 1 month and just kept doing that for the rest of eternity. The T-share rate would ratchet up, but like everyone would also be getting a shit deal. He would basically be just like, so that would be very difficult and almost impossible, right? But
that's correct.
The more complicated a concept gets within crypto, the more attack vectors there are. And Richard Hart did a great job at limiting negative externalities. Hey, crypto, $20 super tech can't stick around, but wanted to buy you a stake. Thank you so much. You're going to need to add $6.99 to buy the stakes that I used to buy 4 for $20. I used to buy 4 for $20 at my same place I go. Wow. I buy 1 for $24 now. 1 for $24, and I only eat steak once a week because of that.
So what is? I'm on the Anchor website right now. It says better savings, but I don't know.
Okay, exactly. So look at just type in what is Anchor protocol.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Perfect.
I'm gonna pull up a bunch of stuff, and we actually have a 10-minute video to watch at some point, and I want to know what everyone thinks about it. It was the same one Trayvon was playing on his show this morning. Did anyone watch that? Biceps in the chat if you were watching that video that Trayvon played about Richard Hart on his show this morning.
All right, so let's pull this up. This is just going to be from a Google search. All right, Anchor protocol.
Thank you so much, by the way, Tank. I appreciate you.
Anchor protocol is a savings lending borrowing platform built on the Terra blockchain. It offers lucrative passive income opportunities for developers and provides borrowers easy access to collateralized stable coin loans.
There we go,
So when-
Sam. Are you picking some of this up now? Are you seeing how they're doing their thing? So let's talk. So it offers lucrative passive income. What does that mean? It provides interest. You know that. So when they're providing interest, they were providing about 20%. I noticed right away when it dropped to 12%. I noticed it because I was talking to those guys like right around the same time. When those guys were on our show, it dropped from 20. It was the day before. It dropped from 20% to 12. And I said, that's a big jump for a algorithmic stablecoin like system, you know, like 8%. Holy smokies. And so I started looking into it. Next thing you know, the whole thing was actually crashing. At the moment, it was just a designed attack. People want to say Terra Luna was attacked, so it doesn't matter. No, it's the job of the founder to make sure things don't get attacked, you dingles.
And then having a protocol sit on top of it where people get liquidated.
There's like five. There's like 5 of them.
So what? Think about what this does, though. This creates an incentive for people to break the system. Literally, this is creating incentive.
Just a little bridge to get in and out. Little bridge.
Fuck. By having something on a protocol that is pegged to the stablecoin and it gets liquidated where people can purchase them at a discount or whatever the case is, right? I don't know the exact details. Then that means that I have an incentive to break that stablecoin UST peg. Because what if I can break that peg, then you know what happens to those loans that are right at the margin? If I can break the peg so it's only worth 90 cents or 80 cents, boom. What happens to all these loans over here? Well, then they all get margin called and they all get liquidated so that I can buy those at a discount and then just get out of the system, right? And just make a massive amount of money. Having a protocol and not thinking about these incentives where it's literally giving people the path. It's like, if you can go through and create enough economic energy or different ways around here to bust this stuff up, then you get to make a lot of money doing this. And that's exactly how that was set up, in my opinion. Like that's.
So let's talk real quick. Yeah, it's as clear as day. I mean, what was, people can say whatever I want about me having those guys on and calling it not a shitcoin. But what did I say the whole entire time? And people said, you were being too hard on him, Scott. You're being too hard on him. And I said, I thought I was being friendly, to be honest, because the whole time I could have been like, this is stupid. There's so much counterparty risk. How many companies in Asia do I have to rely on before I get my money? Like what? Excuse me? And then you're going to say, I have an algorithmic stablecoin. But just real quick, I'm gonna get all this Bitcoin. I'm gonna buy all this Bitcoin with the imaginary money that I created from Terra USD. And you know all the other stable coins are depegging right now too.
My buddy said USDT.
What is that? Liquidity?
Is that what it is? I don't know, but it's like the second largest, right? So what are your
stable coin on ETH? Is that USDT? Because Jesse always be talking about liquidity not losing it because they're forking that, remember? So dude, we had a huge debate on here with Jesse and Orca and Molly.
How was that? What was the talk on the
well, it was
USDL?
We were talking about algorithmic stablecoins, liquid loans adoption. That was the talk. And it's just basically came to like there's not enough out yet. But like, so guys, no, USDT is Tether. Oh yeah, Tether. So go to the Tether chart. So this is another one. LUSD is the stable for liquidity. LUSD. Let's check the LUSD chart too. I'll
pull that up real quick. Do we need a?
Oh no! Why are you saying this, Crypto Gains Club? Why are you saying that? Don't say that. We have to keep GRC OPSEC higher. Why? What the fuck? Don't say that. It's scary.
Yes. Hey, it's good to be back. Hexboy said something about that in the comments. Hexboy, it is great to be back in here. I had FOMO. I was like, what is going on?
A liquidity stable coin still at $1. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's promising.
The SEC is also suing Terra. Right?
Oh, you know, Daquan's in protective custody right now because he's getting, people are going to kill him. Guys, this is how serious this is. You guys want to play fucking games? Sorry, the language. I won't do it again. You guys want to play games with billions of other people's dollars? Then you deserve the right to have murder threats on you. I'm sorry. I didn't ask for $26.5 billion locked on a little bridge on a separate thing with 5 companies attached to it. You did, sir. And then you got wrecked by people that were smarter than you at your own project because you, as a human, thought you were smart enough to control a whole entire project, a whole entire ecosystem. Luckily, Richard knew that he wasn't smart enough to completely control Hex the whole time, like, or whatever. Like, he knew at some point humans fail, right? Humans are the failure point.
Yeah. Oh man, this is. I'm pulling up the liquidity. So the peg is very loose, as you can see here.
Scroll it back a little bit. Scroll it back just a hair, just so I can see a little bit more of a range. There we go. That's pretty wild, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty wild. Let me.
Can you explain to me what that means to you? I mean, you're not a pro at the LUSD charts or anything, but like, what does this look like to you as far as it's stable?
It doesn't look very fucking stable to me.
Why don't you real quick go to Terra Luna stable and look at before the crash? Let's check out the stability before the crash. Oh, we're getting better. We're getting better at this, Sam. Moving through
the UST before the crash. I looked at it the other day, was substantially more stable. But so I think that there's a big difference here, though, between these two.
I know, but I want to see what the chart looks like, just so I can see if it was.
Hold on a second.
Because I think there is a big difference. You're right. I think a stable coin that's a little less stable would be more healthy to me, right? Like, I have a feeling if I look at their stable, it's going to be too healthy, right? It's like way too much. It's too algo, like it's fake money, right?
Yep. It looks like there was some instability.
Scroll up on that a little bit, right there where you're looking.
Right here. This is February 2021.
Okay. So there was instability there. That was probably the.
But it wasn't look like.
Oh, that was the bull market. That was top of the bull market. So, yeah, 2020.
It looks like it's very like, you know, I mean, it's not
almost like it's not real. Like it's almost like it's computer automated to be, unless now go to the end of it. Unless it doesn't work out. And guess what happens when it doesn't work out?
So this is we're getting there. It was like
scroll back a little bit.
What was that?
Yeah, scroll out a little bit, Sam. Like so we.
What was this time period? May 2021. What happened during that time period? Because it looks like it was a little bit of.
Who knows? But I want to see the big dump off because I want to see what it looks like comparatively. Okay, so whoa! That's a mega death candle, guys. That's what we call a mega death candle. Real quick, guys.
We're at 10 cents.
You don't want that to be your portfolio. You do not want any mega death candles in your life. Seriously. There's so many guys, men and women, that want to put a weapon in their mouth. I promise you, because I know what it's like to be a man. And if I can only imagine having a family of people in front of me and me being like, oh, sorry, Daquan made a bad trade. All our money's gone.
So let's look back at LUSD, because this is basically going to be what liquid loans is going to be in terms of their peg for USDL. And I do think the variety is actually probably a beneficial thing or a strength to the system, because if you try to peg it at really close rate, it's going to be much more challenging to do that. And you get to see for long periods of time when you pull this up that it actually sits below the line. Let me go a little bit bigger on here. Make it a little bit wider. Right? This is opportunity for the people who are paying attention, right? To actually take this and bring it into the protocol and make money in either direction. But I would say that, yes, this is not how you typically would
Sam, I want you diving into liquidity for me, if you don't mind, a little bit. If you could be diving into liquidity for me, it's a little bit too financy for me. I just get lost in the sauce.
I think it would be very similar. I can do a contrast between liquidity and liquid loans.
Well, I don't even think you should. I think you should just do liquidity and let everyone just mention liquid loans is a fork of this. We're going to see how the updates are. They're going to be coming out with their testnet soon, but this is what we're working with, because that's what everyone's asking for right now, Sam. From a content creator to someone who would like to see the content, I would also like to see this content. People want to know what could potentially happen, any negatives, any positives. If you can make a video on that, dude, I promise I'll spam that shit across the fucking internet.
What do you think of that? I will do a video on that. Let me write it on my list of things to do. What do you think of the price here? What do you think this? So this is the liquidity LUSD token here. Look at this. This is the stable coin. Doesn't look super stable. Not that that's necessarily an issue, though. That's not necessarily an issue. It's just we're
going to do more research on stables. I mean, that's all. I literally a stablecoin researcher for the next week or so because I need to figure this out now. Because let's be honest, this might be the cycle that ends stablecoins.
Right? Do you think that they're needed? Do you think that they're needed?
Well, again, we have to go back to the point. Do we need decentralization? Do we need it, Sam? I'm not asking if Sam wants it.
I think we do. I think we do.
But
I think we do.
But we got to dive deeper into that. How much money and control do these guys have? That's the real question, right? Like, do we know that? No, we don't know exact numbers. We don't know what's disposable. We don't know what they have liquid. We don't know who they are. But they just took down Terra Luna, which was a top 10. Like it was, they just taken a piss. So,
well, there was a lot of people that, because they knew what contagion happens, right? As soon as you can caught somebody deep enough, like there's a contagion that happens.
If you're tied to the banks, your product's fucked. Like I'm telling you.
So I think we definitely need we definitely need crypto. Well, there's no way crypto's going back in the hat. Like there's no way crypto's going away at this point, in my opinion. Like you saw the data. So like we can't. I don't know if that's right. The stable coin. I'm not sure if we need a stable coin. I don't know. Like or it maybe a more thoughtful way of approaching a stable coin. I don't know. Or something like the liquid loans USDL, right? Where the stable coin has aberrations up and down perpetually, right? And you know what I mean? It's relatively stable. It's around $1 normally, but like sometimes it might be like 105 and sometimes it might be 95. And if it's swinging back and forth between those two things, that might be like the existence of stable coins going into the future. Are we going to have one that's pegged?
So we're going to do an episode while we transition out of the stablecoin topic, because this is the real question. You know me, I'm always trying to find the real question. What's the real question at bay here? The real question is, can crypto adopt with decentralized or centralized? So I know there's people out there that laugh. They look at Richard and us and they laugh. They're like, if you only knew the power that the banks had when it's all said and done. And then there's other ways around where Richard laughs at them and says, you understand you can't do anything to stop this. So it's like a battle, right? It's like which one. But what's the problem with Hex is that we're trusting Richard Hart to a degree, right? He's also,
1,000%. 100%.
He's also a human.
100%. Correct.
Right.
Shit can come up in his life. 100%.
A crazy girl can inject some shit into his butt and kill him.
Yep.
And he would,
or steal some portion of his bags and dump it on the market. 100%.
Well, I doubt. I don't. If I had to trust him for anything, it would be security, probably online. I would trust him probably less on feet because people are people, right? Like he loves people. He's a very nice person. He loves, like I can tell in the street, he probably would love to gab and chit chat, right? So like guys like that, that's like me too. I get in trouble with that sometimes. Because I'm very inviting. I'm like, hey guys, I'll give you my life story. I love you. Like, this is amazing. We can like connect. But like people's intentions aren't always so. So like, but again, Richard's very open with us about the specifics. So we could probably just ask him anything, right? Because when Richard comes on here finally, Rich, thank you for retweeting my Instagram today. That was killer, bro. That actually helped me out a brick ton. If you're watching this, dude, that helped me huge. I love that. Thank you so much for that.
Oh yeah, bro. That's awesome. That's continuing to be a part of the community.
Instagram's the grind and a half, dude.
Yeah. There's barely anybody on Instagram talking. I use the hashtag. So looking at hashtags for
make sure you hashtag PulseX Hex on everything, because I'm telling you, we'll be the only ones there.
Yes.
Other than, of course, our other friends.
There's less than 10,000 people who've used those tags on Instagram.
Go to that real quick. Would you go to that?
I use those. I use that data in my videos, and there's less than 10,000 people for each one of those tags.
Ooh, let's go into this segment real quick. Let's do a sidebar segment on this. I'm going to pull up the tweet that I did, and then Sam's going to show you some analytics on Pulse on Instagram, because that's what Sam still does.
It's crazy because I've noticed this. Nobody's doing this, and I haven't started, but I like the push and I like the incentive on this. And the person who's using Pulse X is related to an e-cig. It's not even like Pulse X. It's something else.
We have a lot. I'm going to stay on probably for after Sam, if he has to leave. You can do whatever you want. Of course, you can stay on until I'm done.
I think we're gonna. My sister's in town, and I think we're gonna take her, my girlfriend, and my nephew to the beach or something.
What's your schedule looking like
for tomorrow?
I mean, what's their schedule with them? Like a week or?
Oh yeah, I think they're leaving Tuesday of next week or Wednesday of next week.
Hey, good on you for spending time with your family, dude.
Yeah, dude. So we went kayak.
So no, I know. Trust me, dude. I'm the worst at it. I know the exact feeling you get. You're like, I'm happy.
No, yeah. My girlfriend's like, "Hey, Sam, you're being a little short or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just thinking about work stuff."
Yeah, like, don't make me sit at my computer for 5 days straight, please. Like, I'd love to hang with you. So, guys, real quick, I have an Instagram account that I posted on Twitter last night, and I said, "Can you please get some Hex Pulse Chain action on Instagram? I feel like a lone wolf over here. I vibe with IG, and I think it would be beneficial to the community if we all had one. Post your username below, and I'll follow you ASAP. Guys, follow me up. I really would like to post more on here, and it kind of shows you, the life shit. But thank God Richard got a hold of it and retweeted it, and then all the people started following me, and it was very nice. So if you drop your name below here, I will follow you 100%. I haven't done all of them yet, but I will follow you if you drop your name here. So, and I'll never unfollow you unless you're B Roots.
And check their Morning Motley, and yeah, if you guys follow, there's links down below. Or if you post your Instagram in here, then we can find you and just click out of here and follow you while we're actually doing this, which would be actually very helpful for us. Okay, when I look up the data for Pulse X and Pulse, I'm trying to understand like the essence of what's going on from a macro sense. So look at like Google Trends data. You have the largest search engine in the world, right? Are people searching for this? Is the quantity of searches that they're doing increasing over time? How does it look relative to, say, something else? To get a gauge of the contrast between, say, Pulse versus something else, or Pulse X versus something else. And one of the macro level things that we look at besides Google Trends is, say, hashtag usage on TikTok, or the number of creators creating content on YouTube. But one of them that's always been pretty low since I've been looking at this is the hashtag usage on Instagram. So when you say low,
what kind of numbers are we looking at on other stuff potentially?
So TikTok, we've got 11 million views.
Okay, don't skim by that. Let's talk about that. Say that again real quick if you don't mind.
So on TikTok, it's a little bit different, right? So on Instagram, you get like the number of quantity used of this hashtag. So hashtag Pulse Chain, Instagram tells you the quantity of times that hashtag has been used. So when you contrast that to TikTok, it tells you the number of times the hashtag has been viewed, right? So if you're using a hashtag on a video, if you're not familiar, right, it's all videos on TikTok. And by the way, I just got a notification that I can start uploading 10-minute videos. They're coming for YouTube, which will be interesting. I'm going to start trying 10-minute videos over on TikTok. But hashtag use.
Me too, then. We should do some collabs on that and see if we can get some traction.
Yeah, because 10-minute videos, not many people I don't think are doing 10-minute videos. I'm going to start doing it hopefully this week.
I got 75,000 views on my last post on TikTok.
Wow.
And it just was a rando. Like, I mean, obviously it was a Richard one because it was funny, but like, I don't care which ones they are. I mean, I just want more likes and shit because it helps. I mean, it makes everything flow. It gets everything caught up. So like,
so on there we have
lagging indicator. Social searches are a lagging indicator. I totally agree. Totally
100%. But you want to understand what's going on in the market.
Why don't you go to the Pulse Chain hashtag and actually show us? Here, I'll pull it up. Show us some of the content. That's
so if you look at, say, so this is Instagram, right? We see 6,000. You guys know the size of the community, and Pulse chain has 6,000 uses on Instagram. That is nothing. If you do the same thing for Pulse X is nothing. It's a 9,000. And most of those are a cigarette brand, an e-cigarette brand that is using Pulse X. So when you look at Instagram from a hashtag standpoint, people are not talking about crypto on Instagram whatsoever. And this goes in contrast, or goes in conjunction exactly what GRC was just saying, where on Instagram, he's not getting the attention or the number of people around that he has in other places, like on Twitter, right? We have a boatload of people on Twitter, but not a lot of people on Instagram. But Instagram still has 1.something billion monthly active users. So this is pretty insane. Let me pull up the Pulse X hashtag, and you'll actually see this. All right, let me pull this up. This is the cigarette brand, right? So this has more hashtag usage than Pulse Chain, 6,000 versus 9,000. But look at this, the top 9 posts, right? So these are like the ones that are the most popular, have nothing to do with Pulse X. That should not be the case. You guys who are listening know this should not be the case. On Instagram, the hashtag for Pulse X, the top posts are this thing, whatever this thing is here, right? Like a cigarette lighter, it looks like, or something, and cleaning it. And then these vape for probably shit like that. Then you start to get into some of these other ones in terms of more recent. But if this is like, there's just no community on Instagram when it comes to this. There's no community on Instagram for Pulse X. I don't know why this is the case. Dude, look at this. These are all just.
You don't know why this. Let's summarize why this is the case. GRC can fill you in on a couple things there. Instagram is like not the nerdiest platform in the world, so it hasn't made it to that. Like, you know, like cool stuff on Instagram is usually sexy, right? So it always is sexy. It's always workout, sexy, abs, pre-workout, you know, like product placement. Where's our product placement? A bunch of fat nerds that buying hacks at their computer. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, that's really what we are at the end of the day. But we're getting so many people that guys like me and you, like bodybuilding gym rats, are like funneling in.
But that's the point, though.
But that's why we're the social media guys. That's what we do. I was born to put myself in front of people.
I'm gonna start using those, and I'm gonna test this out because I'm gonna test this out. These are.
Oh my dude, I'm jacked up on IG, dude. Seriously, I'm bullish AF on IG, dude.
The same, because you had the same idea in terms of like what you were mentioning around sexiness of the posts and everything. But this is TikTok. Look at this, 14.2 million views. This is on TikTok, 14.2 million views on TikTok. But there's no community. Nobody's taking advantage of this. This would blow up on done on Instagram properly. Like, I don't know exactly what that is properly.
Oh no, I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is proper. I have a feeling, and I have a feeling I'm onto something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm onto something here. Just have your businesses, right? Have your stuff, but on IG, post your reels, whatever you want, story, whatever you want, any business, anything you want to put on there. But on your pictures and what it looks like when you click to it. So like when I'll tell you what I would want to see if I looked on your profile. Okay, so I'll pull yours up. And
but how do we go through and build that community? There's this strategy.
I'm doing it. I'm trying to rally the troops. Richard wants me to he keeps retweeting me about Instagram. He wants everyone to get on Instagram. Clearly. Why would he have retweeted me for that? He likes that idea.
You're right. Go ahead. Go finish your point, and then I want to bring something up.
I want to go to yours real quick and show. Okay. And it'll only take me just a minute. Like what
go ahead and pull it up. But remember, because what I like to see might be nerdy stuff, right? But the stuff that other people in the community like to see might be different. So what resonated?
People just want to see you. They just want to see you. So I'm saying this is what I'm trying to get at.
I'll pull it up right now.
When you're posting your shit, they just want to see your face and your smile. And you're saying, I went for a walk today. I had a great day. Nice little blog post underneath. Boom. But a beautiful picture of yourself. You're a real man, right? I don't care about all your videos spamming all over the place. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. Like, I would love to see you like fishing in one, with your girl in another one, but then like all your reels are just like everything business, and all your stories are just like everything business. That's just personally, people love to dive into Instagram so they can get a taste of what you're like a real taste, not like Sam's videos sitting there talking about stuff. I don't know what you're like. I just know that you look at this information, but look at you, you're at the park with your family or something of that sort, right? And it connects. It gets you closer to the person so that's what I think Instagram is for. I don't think it's less for business. Like I post all my stuff in my reels and my links like crazy, and I get a lot of traffic from that, believe it or not, more than I would have assumed. But generally, I think people like to go there because they're like, hey, we're closer friends now. You know what I mean? A little bit. It's a little bit intimate because I've been using Instagram very dedicated to dating for a long time. So I got this very nuanced understanding of some of the like ways that people look at the profiles. Like having a good Instagram is a literal necessity in 2022 half the time nowadays. If you want to be dating a lot of people, which some people don't care about that. But if you want to be dating with effortlessness, guess what? People look at my shit. They're like, he has a family. He's got a good amount of followers. He has a business or whatever. Seems like a decent guy. It's a mini checklist, right? It's a mini checklist. What do you think?
I like that. There's like many different strategies people use for posting Instagram. They'll be like, pick the top 5 areas of things that are important to you in your life. And maybe that's your family. Maybe that's like intimacy in terms of like with a girlfriend or wife or whatever, or partner, business, fitness, and mental, right? And then you just pick and you rotate through this. So when you do your first post, it's about this, and the next post is about this, and rotating through that kind of thing. But I agree about sharing the different parts of your life.
The most important part, and this is true, Bullish just reminded me of this, but this is true. This is something I do automatically, but most people might don't. I'm liking new content all day long. I'm messaging people all day long. I am trying to connect with people in the hashtags all day long. And you want to, oh, that's boring. Oh, that's this. And no, it's not. It's really fun. Okay. And you can do it on every platform in an hour, once a day. It's called interacting. That's how you get the algo moving, guys. If you want to learn, because I'm learning this as we go. If you want to learn how to have more subscribers, more followers, not the paid to play bullshit that everyone does. That's so stupid. Just do it normal. You want to interact with people and provide value. It's the same exact thing. The value is just a little different. It's just to me.
No,
that's how I look at it. Bullish. You want to come on and give your piece on this? I would love to hear it.
Real life. That's exactly how you do it.
Can you guys hear me?
Prepped me for this.
Yes.
He's going to say I'm an idiot, by the way. He's way more experienced and polished on this shit.
No. You were just, reading some of the notes I was putting behind them, but you were doing it already. But to your, to what you just said right now, it's called growth hacking basically. But like the reason why some people don't like to spend a lot of time on Instagram is because it requires more work. It's easier to be on Twitter and just, type in a few words, hit send, keep on moving, tap a button, keep on moving, tap a button. Where on Instagram and even TikTok, you have to put an effort. You have to, go in there, leave a comment, join lives, comment while you're on lives, and literally just try to, just growth hack your way into scaling. Because just if you don't have a following, posting regular stories and posts, that's not going to do much for you. You literally have to put your name out there. And the only way to put your name out there in without, buying any traffic or, subscribers or anything like that, it's to engage in the platform. People need to see you. You know what I mean? If you have alpha to drop that alpha. Someone's gonna read it. Someone's gonna say, "Oh, hey, I like what he said. Let me go check him out, or let me go check her out." So it's important to do things like that on on all the platforms. If you want any type of scale, any type of growth,
I do that pretty well.
You do that, yeah.
That's so one thing that I do that I know Bullish notices, because he would hammer me on this if I didn't do it, just as advice wise. I'm obsessed with my brand, right? I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. There's nothing in this world I want more. So I'm going to do anything I can to facilitate that. And it's not always about me being more popular as a person. I don't leave my house, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Okay. So stop worrying about me getting popular over time. I don't plan on leaving my house. If there's a girl in here and she was like, I'll be nice to you for the rest of your life, we can have babies, I'd be like, let's fucking do it. But that's hard to come by. So
Sam, he's been losing sleep since you've been gone because he's been on a
dude, I have been so jacked up, bro. It's insane. I want to say this to everyone. As a journalist, I'm proud of myself. Okay? I'm proud of myself for this. Not anyone else. I was covering Terra Luna every day, 7 days into that bullshit. And I was covering Maxi 5 days before it launched, every day telling everyone there's going to be a premium. And they both freaking nailed. And I was so stoked for that.
I did multiple videos on it. I was the one who
I say me, I mean, it's basically us, right?
No, I agree. Yeah. That was some good shit.
That was IRL value.
Sam, he was up for like 30 hours, right? It was like 30 hours, right?
I think I was up for 30 hours at some point. Yeah. I was in the Twitter spaces with 900 lunatics giving my piece about Bitcoin, and it was like there's a lot going on, dude.
Calling out Furus, then
Oh shit, dude, you missed the Furu.
Dumping them down and then bringing them back.
What happened,
dude? Oh my god, can you pull that up while I talk to him, Bullish?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
The thread. So there's this guy. It's Joshua Jake. If you're watching right now, but so this guy, he's on TikTok doing a live trying to spread information to his fans. He has a lot of fans, roughly 400,000 followers on TikTok. So I just joined the party. I was laying in my bed. I joined the party. He's asking people to put their altcoins in there. And I said, okay. I started putting altcoins in there. And then I said, Pulse Chain. So I wrote Pulse Chain in there. And he went on this big rant about how he was talking about technical details. Sam, everyone in the chat might not care about this, but I'll tell Sam. He was talking about technical detail the whole entire time throughout, like the whole half an hour I was watching. Beautiful technical detail on a lot of specific points. I was loving it. The second Richard Hart came up, he's just, the dude's a narcissist. The dude's a narcissist. He's a crazy narcissist. Everyone's in a cult. It's a cult. Like he went from detail to like Mr. Dumbass in 2 seconds. And I just said, like, what about Vector Space? That thing you were shilling last year that's $1 now. And then he got pissed. And he followed me into the Twitter Space Hex group. He literally, 400,000. Literally, he found me on Twitter, followed me into the Twitter Space Hex group, and I called him a pussy NFT sales after everything in the book, and then everyone kicked me out or muted me, and then everyone taught him about Pulse Chain. And, then eventually he left. He said, this is probably going to be a rug, and he left. But, like, we taught him, and he knew we were right. So this is it. So go ahead. Furu alert, biased influencer. It's Joshua Jake. Claims he sticks to the detail and research. 27 million for charity, Richard Hart, you narcissist. Joshua won't inform his followers properly. He will lead them to the crypto death. Tag a Furu. Let's play this real quick for Sam.
The next big thing. I'm not doing anything for Pulse Chain. I'm not sacrificing. Do you hear how culty that is? Everything Richard Hart touches is culty. I have to respect the dude for literally building a billions of dollars industry, but the man's a narcissist and like, dude, it's culty. Very, very culty. Be the next big thing.
You got a couple.
Also went from coin Vector Space went from $18 to $1.
So real quick, Sam. So then after he said that, I was engaged, right? And I said the next question was about Vector Space, some shit he was shilling, saying it was going to go to the moon forever. You know the deal. And he said it was his best call ever. Sam, I want you to get your psychological hat on. This dude's body language when he answers this next question. As somebody who knows body language really well, just like I felt bad because he in the same breath says this was the best call he ever gave to his people. And it was his 7X from the bottom. That was the best he ever did. This dude has 400K subs. And then at the end of it, he said he never sold and it's all the way at $1 now. This is his best call ever. Let's play this.
Coin Vector Space went from $18 to $1. Yeah, it also went from $3 when I first talked about it to $22. So that would have been literally 100, not even 100. That's a 10X, not a 10X, but you get the point. Well, No, it's like a 7.5x. That was still one of my best calls to date. People don't talk about the 6 months it was up. They talk about, or the 3 months it was up. They talk about the, 3 months it was down. And I got stuck holding. I held it too. I fucking held it. I didn't take a single dime, which was one of my biggest regrets. What's up, Chris? How you doing, man? Should I diamond hand or will it crash, dude? I don't know.
You're muted. So the dude's like, I started calling it at $3. This coin is $3. You guys should do vector space $3. Oh, and then it went to 22, and then it went down to $1. That does not seem like
that was his best call to date. Was $3 to 21 in a bull market. That was his best call in a bull market. Everything went up 1,000%.
But he's down.
No, he's down 1,800%.
No, he said I started talking about it at $3.
Yeah, now
$3.
He's down.
Now it's $1. Now you're down 66%.
And he never staked it. They have a staking protocol in there. He didn't even stake it. And he admitted it. Guys, real quick, I'm gonna switch this whole vibe up real quick. Can we vibe switch? Gosh, you got absolutely wrecked. Your career is garbage and you won't make it out of another bear market. I promise you, if I have anything to do with it, unless you apologize to me directly with a tag in my name and say the Hex community was right and I was wrong. Jim Rat, I am sorry. Until then, I will destroy you every single time I get the chance whenever I'm bored.
So you wanted to change up the vibes. Take some deep breaths here. All right, let's do this. You wanted to bring somebody on?
So I'm going to play this video for a minute, Sam, and I just want this is a very popular.
This is a 10-minute long video.
Yeah, but we're going to stop it like every 3 minutes or so and talk. Guys, this is a video about Richard Hart, okay? This is a video of a deep dive on Richard Hart from a journalist. This is nobody that's associated with Hex. I don't think financially. I can't be sure of that, of course, because they might have Hex, but I don't know. Basically, this dude was like, everyone's requesting me to look at this Richard Hart guy, so let me do it. Right? And you know how people get with Richard Hart in the DMs. So like, they're probably like, hey, do this on Richard, do this on Richard. He finally did it. And just know that everyone that's talking on camera is a popular YouTuber. It doesn't matter who they are, really. Just they're all popular crypto YouTubers. Just know that as a reference. So guys, the 10-minute video has rendered. I want to start playing it so we can break it down every 2 or 3 minutes. So Sam, and feel free to just ask for the pause if you want it to be paused.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Guys. So let's give it a go whenever you got a second, Bullish.
Let's talk about Richard Hart. I actually thought about it, and he's not a scammer. He's definitely not a scammer.
Is Richard Hart a genius, a scammer, or both? Are Hexicans the best community in crypto, or the dumbest people on the earth? Will Hex replace Bitcoin, or is it just a rug pull? How much money would you have if you bought $1,000 worth of Hex at the start of the bull run? And would I buy any now? Richard Hart is the most requested person I've been getting to cover on the channel. And for a very good reason. You can learn so much about crypto and scams by going down the Richard Hart rabbit hole. It's going to take me at least another 2 to 3 videos to unpack everything that I have to say about him, his projects, and his philosophy. But before I get into my opinions about him, here's a quick recap of the most relevant points about Richard Hart. He went to a school for the gifted as a child. He went to build many businesses, one of them reaching a self-reported annual revenue of $60 million per year. After retiring at a young age, he learned about Bitcoin by chance. Then he started mining it back when you could mine 50 Bitcoin a day from a laptop. He started Hex, a project designed to be a better Bitcoin. He marketed Hex with tactics that are usually associated with online scams. In the past 2 years, Hex is up 440x from its creation, with an all-time high nearing 2000x. Despite its 11-figure market cap, many people call Hex a scam. CoinMarketCap refuses to list Hex anywhere higher than number 201. So what's the big deal? Nobody complained about Shiba Inu's 400,000x returns, even though it's worthless. How is Hex any different? I personally know many people who hold Doge and Shiba but call Hex.
All right, let's pause it right there for 1 second. So Sam, I want to get in. First of all, I like the way this guy goes about it. He's got good, you know me with the detail. He loves detail, and it's an entertaining video.
But does he? Because he's talking about 50 Bitcoin per day. That was not what Richard Hart said.
Yeah, he says he was mining 50 Bitcoin blocks per day.
Yes, detail would be what you just said. 50 Bitcoin blocks, not 50 Bitcoin per day.
Oh, yes, that guy just doesn't know, probably. Yeah,
correct.
No fucking clue. But this is more not our type of info, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
this is more. It's a little fluffier, but like I wanted again. I'm trying to be, when I can, audience focused. And I was for the last 2 days, Sam. I'm telling you, we were talking about shit that not one person knew about, other than like 3 people in the comments. And Motley came on just to have to help us. Yeah, 50 Bitcoin per block.
But in the video, he says per day. If you caught that,
who knows? At some point, it was 50 Bitcoin per day, so he's probably right, depending on. Yeah, so he probably nailed it at one day. He probably got it. All right, let's bring it back up. 50 Bitcoin per block. Anyone who has a comment, I will start if it's good.
Yes.
Hex getting all of this hate. I know this will get me tons of hate from both sides, but here's my honest opinion on the situation. Richard used the scammy marketing tactics to promote a product that isn't a scam while hurting.
What is the scammy marketing tactic that Richard Hart used to market Hex?
I can show you.
I don't know.
Richard says this himself. You probably haven't gone into this. He gets a lot of his marketing strategies from the best people that, what do they call? Scam people, because they market the best. he basically, this is what people don't understand. He says all this, but what is this to a person that's smart? He's just doing marketing. He's just marketing. He thinks this is a better market. Referrals. There was referrals in the beginning too.
So is that's what he thinks is like scammy? Why?
No. I think if you go to the website, a lot of the verbiage would be like high returns, no minimum, and decentralized design. You know what I mean? Like everything he says puts his product in the best light ever, and it negates all of the bad stuff. And that's what good marketing is. So it's just like all they're basically saying is, "Congrats, Richard, you're a good marketer."
Yes.
You
Okay.
made a product called Hex that's a digital currency that now 100,000 people love. So,
but that's a good point around the scammers, because if you want to like figure out the best new technology out there, like go pay attention to what Pornhub is doing and those guys, because they're going to adopt the best, like newest technology if it can be better for their ecosystem the fastest out there. Like
Sam, you know that he was calling Hex for 10,000x returns before Hex was out in the first 2 years.
I've heard people say that, but I haven't seen anything.
You'll see it. He has a couple of them, and he published this too. So, he was calling for this exactly because all he said, Sam, and as you get more into this, you're going to see this because you're a numbers guy, and I'm starting to see crypto more as numbers now. Like it's starting to like sink in my head a little bit. Like it's basically math, right? It's basically all just math. It's just like exact, right? Like it's all just this moved here, this moved there, this split up, So I'm learning the nuts and bolts a lot more. And all he said basically when he was saying that was it's going to outperform Bitcoin because of the staking function. And that's exactly what it did. Sam, pretty dope, right?
It is. I mean, like Hex is a good thing in my opinion. Like I think
I have problems. There's problems with Hex. I do have a few problems with Hex. I'm not going to go into it right now, but they're not like, again, every product has problems. You can't create a perfect product, but you can create a safe product, something that works and that can't be destroyed. That's what's most important in crypto. If you can make something like Bitcoin that's just won't go away, can't go away.
That message though, I think needs to be articulated more, because that's the thing that people are like, oh, stake, right? I'm learning about Hex 2 months ago, and you're telling me you can do a 15-year stake in Hex, and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, that's definitely not something that's super appealing. Shit's probably not going to even be around. Right. And to talk about what you said as the benefits of Hex as a way to highlight the longevity potential of Hex, because it's not
because they want to be on one side or the other. They're just like liberals or Republicans. They're not fluid at all. People are not fluid at all anymore, Sam. It's like people want to come at me and say Hex is bad because of this. And I'm like, no, that's an issue, or that's a concern, or that's, like that's a negative externality, as we say in crypto, right? Is it a positive or a negative externality? Because you have both within every product. But people don't necessarily have to know about the bad ones. Why? What does Richard do? He just kind of fucking lets it go. It's like, you don't need to know the wheel. I promise you. And the guys that really look into it, like me, will find everything out. I promise. I know. I'm looking at the top 100 wallets now, all the time. If you're a researcher and you're not, you're stuck, because it's like you have to be looking at those top 100 wallets if you want to have an idea of what's actually going on. But that doesn't, and if anything negative is going on, it doesn't mean the products suck. It just means there's some negative externalities when you have a large economic mass. In every system, that's true. Is it not, Sam?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And those things that are sometimes perceived as negative is just a slight POV change as somebody else viewing it as a positive. Because depending on where you're standing, some things can look very negative and some things can look very positive. So it's 100% about the person's point of view of that. But that was something
when you look at the chart, Sam, and we were talking about real numbers and math, like immutable code. This is it just is what it is kind of shit sometimes too. Like, look at the chart. I haven't gone to hex.vision in a while, so I'm going to do that. I mean, look into hex.com.
And then and Motley had mentioned in the comments that words are like, how you use the words is important or something like that. And I completely agree, because there was 2 or 3 other things where I didn't have Bullish stop the video, but where the guy in the video was inaccurate in the way that he mentioned it and what he was saying.
Can you go to look into hex.com? What are we looking at here?
This is
the first version of hex.com.
Oh, wow. Oh, I want to see this. Hold on. So scroll to the top real quick. Let me read some of this. Wow, I didn't know this.
Your first hex.
The first high interest blockchain certificate of deposit. Hex is brand new and went up 115x in 129 days. Hex is designed to beat ETH, which did a 10,000x in price in 2.5 years. Launch ends now. November 19th, when Hex stakers get credited 200 billion Hex. Hex total supply is now 300 billion. Hex is decentralized finance. DeFi, real DeFi. There's no such thing as real DeFi, basically, other than Hex. Hex is more secure. I added that one in, by the way. Hex is more secure, faster, cheaper, better for the environment, and addresses a larger market than Bitcoin. Hex went up 92x versus Bitcoin so far, and that was a long, long time ago. So,
this was August 3rd, 2020. This was August 3rd, 2020.
So, Sam, all your questions are answered there. Richard has pretty much been spot on about that.
Yeah. This is interesting. I didn't realize. I knew there was a web archive, but I was never sure.
I didn't even know what a web archive was until you just mentioned that word. Now I know what that is.
all Twitter like tweets.
Always laughing at me. Like, dude, I've been fucking. How many old websites you looked at in your day? Probably so many. Isn't it funny how different of a perspective that we come from, all of us individually, though? Like,
yes, so different, because we're in like you mentioned, we're more in bodybuilding or whatever community, and when you get into cryptocurrency, you see things differently than other people, because that's just the background.
People see it different than me too, because they also know finance. I don't know finance. So like, people bring up finance to me and I'm just like, fuck you. Like, I don't care, straight up, because that's my reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's my reality. I've never written a check before, ever.
Which is crazy, right? Think about that, guys, to give like some perspective here.
Yeah, literally. I want to talk about this for the people that don't know me. So like, let's talk before we play the video again. Guys, I'm a freaking gym rat and like a party animal. Like, that was my past. Like, I was just like gym rat, party animals turned into self-help, like non-party animal, like somehow. Like,
but like not even like I remember when I was writing a check for rent. This literally wasn't too long ago, maybe like 6-7 years ago. My first check. I wasn't even sure how to write the check. I wrote it to my landlord. They sent it back to me, and it was like, we can't do this because you put the names in the wrong spots when you wrote out your check. Like,
Dude, I didn't have a fucking laptop until 2020 that I did anything. Like, yeah, maybe when I was in school for like the freaking month or year
Assignments or
of
something,
college.
yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? But basically I had no interaction with the web other than video games and like whatever dumb
Crazy.
shit I was looking up on the internet, you know, just like dumb shit, like whatever I wanted to look up, bodybuilding, nothing serious, just YouTube bodybuilding, like literally, like that was just. So I don't want to say I never had internet access or anything, but my life, when I woke up in the morning, looking at my phone was like one of the things that was just like not on my to-do list. Like I had to get in my car and freaking go do some freaking manual labor on a tower all day, or like do whatever else. You know what I mean? So for 6 years while I was sober, I basically did not care about my social life whatsoever, other than like very interpersonal.
And like nothing
I'm
nothing
starting
online.
again to like pretend like I care. Like everyone on here thinks that I care mightily about my reputation. But the only thing I know for certain is I probably will be studying every single day for the next decade.
Oh, yeah, longer than that. For the rest of your life.
Well, you know what I mean? Like at a
Yes.
minimum, like if I decide to do something, like I know myself well enough now, like my social life's going to be a bit shut off for about a decade. And if people don't understand, like that's the sacrifice some people are willing to do. I'm willing to give up a decade for this. Like just to go all the fuck in.
Dude,
I don't
I'm
care
so
about what girls I could have dated. I don't care about
I am
shit.
so excited. I'm so excited about what is happening right now in the broader crypto space that like what Richard Hart is doing is just going to get like amplification from this. The theme like this, I've been in crypto for 60 days and I don't have the network of people who have been around for 6, 7, 8, 10 years in crypto yet to know what they were saying, but I guarantee they were like so excited about it and they're like, this is going to change the world, and they're waiting for that adoption. And when you look at the S curve of what happens for adoption, we talked about this in the previous video, but this is literally how every single technology that has ever been created follows this adoption curve. And it's something like this, starts out really slow, really, really, really slow. And we're right here. We're right here at 4% of the world population that owns crypto. What happens next? What happens next? We're at 4%. What happens next? We get this monumental increase in growth of the user base of crypto. And we've talked about this before. If you go from 4% of the world population owning crypto to 8%, the prices don't just double. This portion, right? This took us 13 years, 14 years, right? Around from here to here, 2009 to 2022 took us to 4%. Now, over this next several years, this is going to be insane. I watched the same thing play out with Tesla. I've been talking about this for years. You have an adoption curve. If you understand how the adoption curve works, look up telephones, look up electricity, look up at seatbelts, look up anti-lock brakes, look up tablets, look up horses to cars, look up, you name it. Every adoption curve follows this, where it goes up and then it tapers out and comes up like this. And as you get to like complete saturation of the market, the same thing is going to happen to crypto. And if you cut back how quickly things have been growing, things have been going astronomically.
Crypto's different too, which is great. Like because it's just scaling galore. All it is scaling. It's just like it's literally nothing else, nuts and bolts. It's just like scaling and marketing, and we all know that, right?
But I think we're going to switch. I think we're going to transition. Like and this is what like brought this to light was the Luna thing. I think we're going to, like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, we're going to like cut a lot of the fat. Like a lot of the garbage shit out there is going to just be left behind. Or, well, that's in my mind, right? Because you can have both sides. You can have, well, there's so much growth, then more stupid people can buy stuff that doesn't matter. And then maybe that consolidation or like the crappy stuff dies out slower because you have new people coming in who don't know and they put money into these things that are crappy. Or you have this like two-tier thing where the cream of the crop just accelerates at a much faster rate than
I don't
everything
know.
else.
I just think people buy market. It's just my brain is so wired for marketing. It's just like all I can think about is just like 90% of the people in, well, let me say in Hex is a little different. So let's say Hex, 60% of the people will get absolutely wrecked and nuked and sell all their shit, and I will capitalize on all of that. So like mostly just because I'm advertising Hex doesn't mean people aren't getting ruined in Hex because they sell their shit because they don't know what the fuck's going. They don't know what the hell's going on.
They just literally people just bought it 20 cents and it's at 13 cents and they're like, shit, this is garbage. I'm sorry.
And they sold it. Yeah, and they'll never see it again because they just forget about it until it's $1 and they'll be like, whoops.
Yep. Yeah, no, 100%. Let's get back into this video because I'm curious to see what the rest of this was like.
Great tangent, by the way. Let's go to the video a couple another minutes, see what's up.
His reputation, this approach made him promote a product that isn't a scam. While hurting his reputation, this approach made him and early Hex adopters ridiculous amounts of money. This made the people who missed out hate him even more and double down on going after his reputation. I'm going to unpack this statement in depth with this video. But first, we need to understand a bit more about Richard's career. You see, his non-crypto business experience is heavily tied with how Hex was promoted, which I believe to be the main reason for its terrible reputation. Richard Hart's previous business was a PPC marketing agency, which seemed to be primarily direct response focused. For those that aren't familiar with this term, it refers to any type of ad that's designed to get a specific action, usually a sale or a sign-up. While traditional brands generally put their marketing dollars towards branding, direct-to-consumer advertisers use ads to drive sales. Big companies like Coca-Cola, for example, have no problem spending $4 million on a Super Bowl ad and never seeing a measurable return. On the other hand, small brands need profitable direct response advertising to grow fast. Recently, there has been an increase of these tactics among bigger legitimate businesses. But back when Richard Hart was running his company, most direct response ad spend was pushing the types of shady product. Think of all the weight loss, biz op, and dating offers you find on websites like ClickBank. That was a market. This obviously tarnished the reputation of anyone involved with this kind of marketing. A common mistake in the traditional business world is understanding how much money some of these marketers make. Unlike what most people believe, these operations are extremely profitable. The head of marketing for Pfizer might make somewhere around $250,000. Meanwhile, there are dozens of people making double that on.
So I'm right about the marketing, by the way. I never watched the video, just, you know.
Marketing is like what he's talking about with, and what Richard talks about is a direct response. It's interesting if that's accurate about that's what his business was. Like I mean, especially if you're using like an agency that you created to sell your own products or whatever. It's massively profitable. With what's
we're gonna dig changed. In when we talk to Richard. We're gonna ask him about some of the stuff, all the controversy. It's all petty shit. He's mentioned it before. Like he's like, I was just trying to fucking do my thing, and it was all brand new shit. Like basically, he's just first in these internet industries. It's the Wild West, guys. Come on,
that's what crypto is right now.
I am very familiar with that world around the time frame he was doing.
Well, tell me about it. Give me your insight for a sec.
Especially early on, it was the Wild Wild West. And it's like, if you knew how to do this stuff, you had an advantage over everyone else. And it was, only until, whether certain states or, whether at the state level or the federal level, certain privacy laws started coming out. And then people, had a right to go and sue someone. But before that, it was literally the Wild Wild West. So, I'm not that surprised. I looked into the record. It was, it was petty stuff. People just blow it out of proportion. There's so many, hundreds of records like that of people, having to go to court over, spam essentially.
It was a completely different time.
Yeah,
that was a completely different time. And if you know how to sell stuff on the internet thing that we use, you can turn like a little bit of money into a lot of money very quickly.
I'm technically still in that world where I still use some of these tactics. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's different now.
Bullish. Tell people who are not familiar with this, like how sometimes you can have ROI of like a 10 sometimes, like where you put in $10 and you get out $100.
Yeah, exactly.
Into the system, and you can do that in a week, like in a day sometimes, depending on how good you are.
Once you know what you're doing and once you know how to navigate and take advantage of all these different ad platforms, you can very easily throw $10 onto an ad to a product that's, let's say, either drop shipping and print on demand. And in a day, you can make up $100 if you know what you're doing, like just off of, $5-10. It's your initial investment. That's it. And you just made $100. You know what I mean? If you know what you're doing.
It's absolutely insane. And back in the day, I was probably like 100x. you could put in $100, like $10, and you come out with 100.
Right, and I'm being conservative with the numbers, like I'm being like, if because once you get the right formula and the right ad pumping, it's literally you just got to put economic energy behind it, and it's gonna scale until you just can't anymore.
So when these guys will do this, and Bullish can confirm or say something that I'm saying is inaccurate, but you just keep putting the money in, right? And at first I'm making 100x times my money. So I put in $10, I'm making 100x. So I turn that into $1,000. Cool. I'm going to reinvest almost all that back in there, that $1,000. So
exactly. Until the data tells you cannot do it anymore. Then you adjust and, you pivot, and then you just rinse and repeat.
Bullish. Is it possible for me to become verified so that people don't get scammed somehow?
Not yet. You can apply and and submit your identification.
How do I do that?
But the good thing is that now that Richard Hart follows you and he's verified, that gives you a little bit of clout.
I have a couple verified people that follow me too.
He's posted your stuff before, so there's a few things we can talk like offline. But there's a few times
it is not about my blue shit. I just want the
I know. So people know they're legit.
I don't give a shit. I could care less. But people, there's 5 accounts directly with the same pictures and shit as me. So like, please just look at if you're looking at someone's account, this is some alpha right here. If you're not too good on the internet, if you're clicking around and you might be suspicious, look at their followers that are the same as yours. That's mutual followers. You just want to look. If they have a bunch over 20, 50 mutual followers, it's probably the guy you know. But if they have 1 or 2, you need to not be clicking on that shit.
Right. Always double check. And yeah, that's a good indicator. I go by that too. Like if you just want to, a quick glance, see who's mutual that's following.
There's a lot of scammers out there doing that, trying to take advantage of people. Anybody who has some type of reputation or that's growing quickly, there's going to be copycats who try to go in there and utilize that to just rip people off. Because we're in, like Bullish was just talking about and giving us some context for the internet marketing and like what it sounded like Richard Hart was doing. We're in that stage now with crypto. And one of the ways that you can kind of like know this is things like Terra Luna crashing, right? Or you're probably going to see other ones crashing. But another way is the number of new projects launching, right? So during like Wild West periods of times, you will see new shit popping up like boom, 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 boom. And what do we see, right? We've been doing this for 60 days. And what do we see? We see project after 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 project launching because we're in that heyday. Remember that S curve. We went from 2009 to 2022. We are right here, right about to really have the explosive growth. I think by 2026, 2027, based upon my estimates, we're going to get 50% of the world onto crypto. Super aggressive compared to what people are used to, but they don't understand how S curves work.
And now we get to log all of our calls, right? This is the one cool thing about streaming too, is you don't really have to write much down. You could just go back to the episode that you were talking about the stuff. And this is like a calendar too, which is great. It's a daily show, guys. And I've been thinking more about the daily show in general. And like when I stop doing the daily show every day, like I'm probably just gonna have someone else do it. You know what I mean? So like it probably will just be around and I'll just be doing something else, right? Like, but it'll only be like a hand-picked person that was just absolutely marvelous for the job. And it would be someone that I would just probably just pay. I'd be like, for correct information, only correct. Like if they do anything wrong, I'd freaking boot them, obviously. But like, I wouldn't tell them what to do, but I would say you have to be your best, to be honest, 100%. Like, and I will find, me.
Well, that'll be, I think that's going to be a very organic transition when it gets to that point, because you would never turn it over to somebody unless you
guys, let's be honest, I'm just not. I'll push as hard as I can for a while, but at some point I'm going to want a family, so that might be 10 years from now, and that's probably when I'm going to just stop putting my face out there as much, not because of the security, just because of I love to spend time with my family.
And I just wanted to say that's completely healthy to start thinking that way, and phase it out. And it's good to know that at some point you're going to want to scale a little bit back, but still keep the show going. And to Sam's point, it's just going to happen organically, because when that time starts coming, it's like, okay, how can we prepare? Who should we bring on board? There might be people within the community who will say, you know what, I want to take it up. I'm down for it. So, but it's healthy to be thinking that way because, you know,
Yeah, I don't want to
7
be
days a week,
famous for my
you know,
whole
7
life. I
days a
want to be
week can
calm.
be brutal. You know what I mean? Over a
Yeah.
long period of time.
Well, that's what I'm saying, guys. If I went to like, yeah, this could all shit the bed and Hex could go to zero and maybe I wouldn't do it, whatever. But like in a perfect world, Pulse Chain's coming out. It's a freaking Ethereum fork. It's going to absolutely dominate everything in the market, and we all know it. So I'm preparing myself for war right now with mental war.
What about a perfect? I saw this comment on Facebook, and they're like, Richard Hart's not going to come out in one of the Facebook groups, right? He's like, Richard Hart is not going to come out with Pulse during a bear market. And I'm like, bro, do you understand how amazing that would be for a PR stunt in 2 years from today, 18 months from today? Come out, hey, I launched during a bear market. Bitcoin was at 20 whatever, right? 20,000 something. And this comes out and then has the expectation is that it's going to do very well, right? So does very well in 2 years, 4 years, 5 years to be like, yeah, this was literally chaos. Luna, the 7th largest crypto, crashed and burned within 48 hours. And Pulse Chain launches and has a very successful run. This is the perfect time for Pulse to come out. This is the perfect time for Pulse X to come out.
Yo, if God's real, he's on our team. Straight up.
Yes, it's correct.
Dude, no, for real. Like if God's real and he wants to see a better earth for this world, I think intuit, and I say God, I just mean like a universal,
whatever,
universal energy or whatever. But like, I'm here because I want to do the right thing, and I'm so afraid for my reputation's sake to put my name on anything. I've always been this way for everything, unless it was perfect. I'd rather be a nomad and not stand for anything than to stand for something that I don't truly believe in. And I became a nomad because I truly believed in this. Like before, I had to attach myself to the system still, but like I truly believed in this, and I was like, I can back. This is reputationable enough where I'm willing to go for it because of what you said with the adoption curve as well and the entrepreneurial opportunities at hand. There's just way too much massive scaling opportunity for me to be sitting on the sidelines, in my opinion. We're going to get back to the video, guys. I'm going to ask this real quick super sticker from Hex. If I could only say your name properly.
It's like Elon Musk's kid's name right there. It's just like a bunch
Thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. It really, really helps. It all actually helps me personally. Like I'm not a super wealthy dude by any means, but I don't need anything as well. So it's like, no, it's no worries. But the channel, I want a new computer. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do, and I don't want money from other people. I'm making money in other ways too, but that's my goal. I want a really awesome computer so I can take this studio to the next level. And if anyone has advice, including Bullet has a million things he'll tell me, but I want advice on cool things that I could do for this. That's background and shit like that or anything. Guys, please share this out though. If you have a friend who needs to hear this, who is in Terra Luna, who is not in crypto, it's a perfect time for them. I'm telling you, it's the perfect time for them to start learning. They never have to get wrecked again. I'm telling you, just because there's a bear market doesn't mean you're getting wrecked. But I mean, in general, like wrecked to zero, like you never have to experience that shit. I promise you, there is decentralized finance in the world. And Richard Hart created Hex. It's been very, very, very awesome. As you can see on the bottom, Pulse Chain and Pulse X are coming out here just in a minute. We're about to get crazy, and me and Sam are covering this shit. We are dedicated to covering this shit daily. Sam's posting videos daily. We're doing the stream daily. When Pulse Chain launches, put that back up. When Pulse Chain launches, we're doing a Pulse Chain launch 24-hour stream. We're going to be live. That doesn't mean my face is going to be here every 24 hours. I might have to, I don't know. But it's going to be streaming live with people that give real information, know exactly what's going on, critical thinking, all the rest. On this channel, I would never lead you astray. People are offering me money left and right to do shit in my DMs. I promise you, I don't even look at it. I don't even open them because it's just like right now it's not important at all. I'm about being important. Like I want this to be important. I want this to be valuable. Me shilling shit for money, not valuable right now. Nothing to do with what I want to accomplish, what I want to provide to people. So guys, if you're in my DMs asking me to promote your, whether it's a copycat or a meme coin, you're not coming on my show to do it unless you can prove to me something awesome about it. And then maybe we'll do that. But like, you know what I mean? People are just offering me shit now.
Literally, I've had DMs that are like, "Hey, if we give you this much money, we do a video on this." I've had messages. I've had multiple messages like that on Twitter, like, "Hey, Sam, I like your videos. Hey, we're coming out with this project, which is super cool. If we give you some of this coin or this, pay you to do this, will you do a video on this?" I've had multiple people reach out to do that, and you're like, "That's not how I work, bro." But if it is interesting, and I truly find it interesting for myself, then I would be willing to talk about it. But other than that, you're not.
And Davis, I don't know what kind of computer I would buy. So if anyone in Bullish knows this stuff, and he'll tell me when it's my time, I just haven't asked anyone about this stuff yet. Any computer suggestions, anything, message Bullish if you have any suggestions, or me, any suggestions. I'm about to start buying shit. So
at some point, I'm going to upgrade this ancient.
I'm going to start buying some crazy shit. And Sam, you've helped me out a lot, so I'll probably buy you something.
You do your stuff.
I want to send you something for helping me.
You're good though. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I want to send you something for helping me every single day.
As soon as you're ready, I got you. The community can feel free to drop whatever they want, but I got you no matter what.
But because I just want to be able to provide for my friends as well, in one way or another. Like you provided for me, I've provided for you as well in other ways, you know. But like, you know, this is my channel. There's a stream. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I like how, you know, I just want it to be as fair as possible, because you know how hard business can be moving forward as far as personalities, ego. It's just, we're just all males, right? So it's kind of hard to be me. I'm very gentle with Sam and like the way we interact, because I just want to always remind him, like, I'm not trying to suck anything out of you. I promise. I want to be here with you together. Like I don't, obviously I have my brand and I'm going to focus on it, but like, I've always showed Sam, like, if you need anything from me and vice versa, like I will do it the second you ask me, like period. Like you want to stream at the same time I'm streaming, period. Do it now. Like go ahead, because I support Sam moving forward in life. I don't really care what he does. There's a reality where in 2 years Sam's covering something else, because Sam is he's a free thinker. Like he moves with the tide. Some of us will maybe stay here for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean, Sam? And I'm not saying you won't either, but you know what I mean?
No, I know. Yeah.
Let's get back to the video before I get emotional.
No, let's get back into this video. So the video is covering Richard Hart, the guy who doesn't know about Richard Hart is trying to talk about Richard Hart. So let's listen to this guy who doesn't know what he's necessarily talking about when he talks about Richard Hart.
ClickBank selling diluted nutraceuticals. While there are dozens of people making double that on ClickBank selling diluted nutraceuticals. In other words, aggressive direct response marketing is great for growth and money, but it is terrible for image because it's associated with scams and low quality. This is why so many OG direct response marketers, including people like Alex Becker and Iman Gaji, invest so much time and money rebranding and polishing their image. Shady marketing has enough correlation with scams where, by dodging things that have shady marketing, you will dodge most scams. However, shady marketing by itself is not a guarantee that something is a scam.
If you see a guy drowned in jewelry and covered with all this spectacle, your brain would be right to say scammer. When you see charts of 1,000,000% returns in 2 years, you're right to think, oh, it's got to be a scam. And you'd be 99.9% right. It would save you a lot of money and a lot of horror, and it would save you a lot of pyramid schemes and a lot of scams and a lot of Ponzi's. It would save you all that. But you would also miss that one rare little sliver of world change that actually happened.
Now, I'm not too sure about his statement about quote-unquote world change, but I do generally agree with the statistics he's provided.
Sure
I believe that the vast majority...
I'm very sure about that world change. He already has changed the world. He's changed so many people's lives. He gave $500 million of Hex away for free in an airdrop. All right, proceed.
Majority of Hex investors are idiots who got conned into buying something that, by pure luck, turned out to not be a scam. Based on how it was marketed and the information available at the time, Hex was indistinguishable from a scam for most people who put money into it. On a balance of probabilities, if you invested 0.1% of your money into 1,000 different projects with a similar pitch, odds are that you'd end up losing money overall. The only reason they put their money into Hex and not some other rug pull or BizOp scam is that they found a Richard Hart video before the ad for some other scam. If you lucked into Hex, congratulations, but be realistic about the luck component of your successful investment. If you're a Hexican and you are offended by this, you are one of the dumb ones. Again, this statement does not make Hex a scam. When I started researching Richard Hart, I was 420% sure that he was a scammer. He is a parade of red flags. But the more I dug into the evidence, the claims he made, and the information regarding the actual project, the harder it was for me to call it a scam. I never thought I would say this, but here's a clip where Crypto Banter brilliantly explains why you cannot, in good conscience, call Hex a scam.
A scammer is someone who says to you that they're going to do one thing, you give them your money, and they do something completely different. They tell you that they're going to deliver something, and then they run away with your money, or they steal the money. Richard Hart didn't do that. Richard Hart is very transparent. He said, Hex does exactly what it's supposed to do.
And that's really it. Hex does what it says it does. Nothing more, nothing less. Is the marketing shady as f*** and mostly targeted at broke and ignorant people? Yeah. Does that make Hex a scam? Nope. Does Richard leverage his intelligence and charisma to get people to buy into Hex without really understanding how it works? Yes. Does that make Hex a scam? No. Does Richard engage in intellect?
This guy uses the word scam a lot.
Let me give my thoughts on that. He's nailing it a little bit. He's nailing it pretty much. So the one difference I have is people don't luck into Hex like me. Like there was no luck. I was digging so deep. I was digging so deep and so tirelessly for the answers, and I found them. And so from my experience, but I'm a kind of a sick puppy too. You know, like I look at shit all the time, so I know what he's saying. Like from my experience, and one of the general ethos of the things I love to speak out about is that most people don't look into anything. And it has nothing to do with Hex. It has to do with the market in general. So that would be my piece on that.
When I was thinking about what he was saying, that, you know, that other dude he put on the screen that said, you know, Hex is not a scam because it does what it says it does, right? And when we live in a world, in a time where there's so many people that like to pontificate and talk, and this is all they do, there's no actual action behind that, or the action is like, this is the direction I'm going, and they actually go this way or that way or that way. It's interesting to see that. It's almost like what has happened in society over the last 30 months, where it says this is the truth, and really the truth is the opposite direction. And it reminds me of that when he was talking about that in the video, that like, oh wow, somebody said that they're going to do something and they did it. That's a scam. And it reminds me of like the last 30 months, what have taken place, where, up is down, down is up. And, it's just absolutely ass backwards. And I think that was probably the case back when Hex launched. I wasn't around for that time, so I don't know, but it reminds me of everything that took place. It also took place during this period where we've been going through a collective, a global awakening that is accelerating, where the truth wins in the end. The truth wins in the end. It may take time, but the truth will win in the end. And we have been going through this collective awakening where more and more people are seeing the bullshit that is out there and waking up to that, and being more intentional and purposeful, not only with their money, but their time and how they do things. And that's what I was thinking about when he went through and was talking about that and had that other guy up there. But we can get back into that video. GM or GRC, check your Twitter DMs though. I'm not selling anything but my scam coin. Just kidding.
Hey guys, and if you do DM me and I do not answer you, I'm going to say this real quick for everyone. If you DM me and I don't answer, can you please just DM me again? Because, and I know this is not boisterous whatsoever, guys. I'm just being logical. And there's just a lot of random people DMing me, and it's really annoying answering random people most of the time. So sometimes I get lost in the sauce. And if I don't go for like 8 hours, 10 hours and look, like it'll get pushed down. And I'm not a pro at this. So like, I just pick an hour of the day and like answer everything at the same time. So please don't think I'm ignoring you. And if you message me all the time and I don't message you back, but you still just want to message me, feel free. I probably read all of them. So anyone who sends me anything, I probably read all of them. I just don't respond to all of them right away. So, Anyone who wants to DM me about it, but if it's business related, you have to DM Bullish. I don't do business right now. I just can't. I just study all day. So like, I don't want to do business really right now. And Bullish is helping me with that stuff, teaching me some stuff. And he's going to be my go-to guy for any kind of business stuff, because people like to trick me and I don't want to be tricked. And that's what being awesome is. You get help from your boys. Bullish is literally my boy. Sam's my boy. Love it. Okay, let's go back to the video.
Yes, it's an interesting video.
Intellectually dishonest debate tactics to undermine Hex critics? Yes. Does that make Hex a scam? Nope. Before you post an angry comment about how I'm just a Hex fanboy, which, as you'll see in the rest of this video, I am most absolutely not, I want you to take a step back and look at this objectively. The vast majority of people calling Hex a scam are either uninformed about the claims made by Richard and what Hex does exactly, or are struggling with a cognitive dissonance between the scammy marketing and the non-scammy nature of the project, which is exasperated by the hate and jealousy for the obnoxiously flexing Richard. I mean, what other credible crypto influencer lists how many millions of dollars in watches they own in the description of their YouTube videos? If you hate Richard, take a step back, observe your emotions objectively, and look at the facts. Hex is not a scam. You probably wish it was. A part of my brain probably wishes that it was too, but it's just not. By the way, if you haven't seen the Crypto Banter interview of Richard Hart, I strongly recommend you watch the whole thing. It really hurts to admit this, but if your goal is to critically and objectively evaluate whether Hex is a scam, it is the best interview of him I've found on YouTube so far. Ran really did a great job on this one, holding Richard to the same degree of accountability that I try holding Crypto Banter to in these videos. I'm amazed by how objectively he can cover projects when he has no money to be made by shilling it. Ran should do more interviews like this. Another important
So a thing I want to mention about Crypto Banter is that I agree with exactly what the guy said. I was very proud of him when he, at one point in time, he must have looked himself in the mirror and said, I got to do some real journalism here, because he switched up a little bit. I could tell, because when he was getting guys like Richard Hart on, there's no financial incentive. Everyone knows Richard Hart does not pay people, period. He won't do it because he's smart. And he just knows, like, it's organic. This is an organic thing, and it's not a security, right?
You get a bias. You get a bias if you pay people to do that.
Well, it's not even a bias. It's a securities law.
But even if you pay somebody just for your own personal brand, it doesn't have to be about this. You could just pay somebody to brand yourself, and it's just you create a bias there.
Yeah, so I want to say good job on that guy. Feel free to follow him. He's 90% of his stuff is stupid, but this was a good thing. So when I say stupid, I mean he's trying to make money. But like this, he will come out and make independent videos about the truth, which I don't mind people making money. I mind zero transparency. So it's just okay. So let's go ahead and start that again.
Good point.
He has no money to be made by shilling it. Ran, you should do more interviews like this. Another important thing I want to point out is the main objective criticism pointed towards Hex. The criticism that Hex has no utility outside of its ability to pump its own price. If this is your definition of a scam, then sure, Hex is a scam. Sure, the fact that $1,000 invested in Hex 2 years ago would be worth over $440,000 today is irrelevant. Going up in price over a relatively short period of time does not mean something isn't a scam. The argument that Hex is a scam based on a lack of intrinsic utility is fair. But if you believe this argument, you should also believe that Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and every other crypto without utility is a scam. Yes, you heard me right. The only logically valid arguments by which Hex is a scam are the same arguments by which Bitcoin is a scam too. You can believe what you want, but you need to be consistent. When I see someone like Peter Schiff, who has been claiming that Bitcoin will go to zero for years, I can respect his coherent arguments around Hex being a scam. However, if you believe in Bitcoin but think that Hex is a scam just because it has no utility outside of its tokenomics and use as a store of value, Your logic is inconsistent, and there's a very good chance you're just doing mental gymnastics to justify hating a smug, arrogant genius who, while playing perfectly by the rules, made potentially hundreds of millions of dollars in an opportunity you missed out on, while also aggressively flexing on you every day. And I completely understand you. Richard has a very punchable face. Of course, you're going to want to hate him too. Of course, your brain is going to steer towards finding evidence that proves him to be a scammer. But as far as I've seen so
Got
far,
that real quick.
there
One more
is...
time before we finish it up.
This guy's got some good little clips in there.
He's fun. This guy's funny, but I never thought Richard was punchable for 1 second. To be honest, I'll give you my take as somebody who is very punchable and many people hate myself. Many people, I promise you, in my local area despise me. And throughout my life, whether that was the gym, whether that was I was telling people to go to bed on time and they were telling people to party and they didn't like it, whether that was me not doing drugs for 6 years straight and telling everyone that I didn't necessarily agree with everybody doing drugs all the time. All of those things in my life made people were hard stances I had in my life. And people, if I succeed, people will generally not like that in some way. That's just a part of the game. So you might as well double down. What do? I just wear a tank top and I'm like, fuck it. I'm ripped. I don't care. But at the same time, it's not that I care about that necessarily. It's just like marketing, right? It's like for him, he thinks that doing that stuff will make him more popular. And for me, I think being super honest, transparent, and like alpha male-y, I guess, will make me more popular. So that's like, and I continue to be like that because I like it. And he likes showing all his shit because it's just a flex. Like he's something he can do that other people can't do. I can't buy shit. He can buy a $500,000 watch and then take his shit and forget about it. That's pretty wild. I think that's awesome in a way. That's like people like that are interesting to me because they're one of a kind, right? They're one of a kind and they're doing something that other people can't do. Most of the people that are flashing Rolexes online are broke. Probably 99%.
But you can also get a Rolex for like 10 grand.
But you know what I mean? Whatever, you know what I mean? The fucking whatever watches he puts on that are I don't know anything about.
Yeah. 500 grand, $1 million. Like,
but that's
not
okay.
many people can go through and do that.
If I had $1 billion, maybe I would too.
Cool. Like, what else are you gonna spend your money on?
But Sam, you know, Richard doesn't buy anything that doesn't appreciate in value. That's his whole, like, that's his little rule for himself. He's like, I'll just buy shit that's expensive that appreciates in value faster than Bitcoin anyway. Rolex is appreciated faster than Bitcoin in the last year. 100%, probably by 5x.
I don't know enough about the.
Well, it went from 65K to 30K, and Rolex is like tripled in value, roughly, or doubled.
Yeah. I've heard him mention that it's the top of the market for luxury watches.
But it's only certain watches, guys. So if you have a diamond encrusted custom watch, it's worth nothing in his world. It has to be designer stock, straight from the joint, one of one. Like, you know, these guys are very detailed. Anyway.
But no, we should do a show on watches sometime.
I would love to. Any watch expert that wants to come on the show, Rolex, Super Hex Win. Nope, we're saving that episode for Super Hex Win. He's one of the Instagram guys, Super Hex Win, and he said he'd come on during the 24-hour live stream. He's got watches galore, and he would probably. I mean, he's posting a new watch all the time. Super Hex Win, if you're watching this, let's get an episode together where we can talk about watches in just a detailed way. I just would like to know the game just for fun, right?
This is more. Motley also says that he's a watch expert, so we can have him on too.
If Motley, you're a watch expert, yeah, well, we'd love to get a couple. Oh, that's what we should do. Get 2 or 3 of these guys that are watch experts and really get them to get their like creative juices flowing about. Because I love buying things that appreciate in value as well, even furniture. Like I like buying furniture that I could sell.
You mentioned like the original, like the stock one. So like that's a thing. People who collect cars a lot of times will do that too. So what comes to mind is Porsches, right? Like people will only like certain ones. So that's why the air cooled ones have like appreciated so quickly as a stock one and all those kinds of things. So if you don't have the original box and the original paperwork for your watch, the value drastically cuts down ridiculously.
Motley's got connects. Motley, let's do a banger ass show with you. Super Hex Win probably won't come on because he's on the other side of the world and he's got kids and shit so that's hard for him because he's 12 hours back. But Motley, if we could do a show with you and a watch expert, like a guy who wants to like talk. And there's guys in my chat that want to buy watches, so for sure. So I think it would be a really good collab. Guys, let's get back to the end of this video real quick. I am an expert on watching. I'm an expert on watching too. Yeah, I'm a watching expert.
Let's get back into here and listen to the rest of this.
None. Hex be a scammer. But as far as I've seen so far, there is none. Hex is not a scam. Did I ever buy any Hex? No. Am I pissed off that I missed out? Yeah. Will I buy any Hex? No, because the current risk-reward ratio of the project isn't something I'm comfortable with. But with the information I have at hand, I cannot, in good conscience, call Hex a scam. I really wish I could. It would make great content, but I can't. Well played, Richard. Now, if you think Hex is a scam, comment your best arguments below, and I will make a video going through each one and giving my personal response.
This guy put a lot of work into this video.
Guys like that. That's what we call a good YouTuber. Guys, say it with me. He's a good YouTuber because he provides actual content, responsive content. It's time we take a deep dive into how Crypto Manran and Crypto Banter, and this is the guy we were talking about, Sam, have continuously lied to their audience by using them for exit liquidity to dump low-tier private sale allocations. Sam, I don't need to explain that to you, do I?
No, okay, but maybe you should give people.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, guys, what these guys do, it's happened to me on 2 occasions, actually. You go into these paid groups and they find so they give you a bunch of good information, right? Good info. Sam, so I'm going to give you good alpha for like 3 hours, right? And then I'm going to tell you about one more coin. 5% play, right? It's a 5% play because it could be a hit or miss, right? So I'm going to do it exactly how that. I'm a master marketer, so I don't even have to write this down. I can imagine me selling this to someone right now. So imagine if I'm just giving you top tier alpha for 3 months and it's working out. And then I'm like 5% play, right? Like take a little bit of your bag, 1% play, 3% play. We're going to put it on this. It might moon, it might not, guys, but I love the fundamentals. This could be crazy, guys. I'm telling you, I'm putting some in, nothing crazy, guys, but you get 800 people to do that and you dump it on their heads. And that's exactly what they do. And then they say, God damn it, that sucks, man. We all got wrecked on that one. Luckily, it was only 3%. And then they move on with their life and nobody judges them. Those are the paid groups. Guys, you hear me right now. If you're watching this, that's you. I'm sorry. If you just said, hey, instead of giving me your $800, why don't you just follow Richard Hart? Because that's where I get my information anyway. That would be way better value prop in my opinion.
Yeah, that's 100%.
And then you could just make good content on the other end of it, right? Instead of just being a liar, a thief.
And then there's also groups out there who will do similar things, but where you have several hundred or several thousand people in the group, and all of them will go out and put out memes and tweets and wherever the information is in other groups on Facebook related to crypto, on YouTube, around a certain topic to push a coin up to get people, right? Because we've talked about this many times. When do people want to buy? When the price is going up. So push a good coin up gets other people in the market so just they can dump on their heads all at one time. And it's all the group of several hundred or several thousand people working together to do that. So that's what they were talking about in this tweet here.
All right, real quick. He claims they have an ethics policy they abide by, but will show you it's not the case. Here, hold on. I got to zoom this in real quick. We have also taken the following steps to reduce. This is the clause in their contract.
Banter person? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the guy that was just the guy who I said it's okay to follow, but most of the time he's scamming people. We also taken the following steps to reduce any potential conflicts of interest that may exist, but viewers should note the potential conflicts. Excuse me. Endeavor to disclose any holdings and conflicts on the shows. Never enter into any investment agreements that requires us to promote, advertise, mention a project on any of our mediums. No member of the Crypto Banter team may engage in any material selling activity on any token that is mentioned on the show for at least 24 hours after it is mentioned. Okay, so now let's move on.
That's something that you'd pull directly from Legacy. That type of, but sometimes it might be 30 days, not 24 hours.
You've probably realized we won't waste time responding to baseless allegations made on non-Twitter accounts. Our ethics are clear. We are audited annually. Finding we made public. Okay. Next one. Using the TFT wallet, I mapped it out. So he mapped all the shit out from Banter, basically. So he showed all the coins that Banter was talking about, and he mapped out all the wallets, and it ended up in the one Banter altcoin wallet, which they're so stupid. They couldn't even make 5 of those. Dumbasses. So dumb. So stupid. They don't even care. They don't even know. They're just typing shit and saying shit. All right, move on.
Oh, and he gives a thing too. It says they'll pump and dump in those.
So I still wasn't sure 100% his. So I reached out to various portfolio companies of the Banter. This guy's the beast. See if he screwed any over. Funny enough, a few different ones verified my findings for the TFT wallet and another one as well. Scroll down a little bit. Perhaps you're still not convinced these are his wallets. Well, I mapped out.
This guy's charts are amazing, dude.
Kiwi Panda on OpenSea received funds multiple times from them, a Crypto Banter team member said. So here's the tweet, guys. Here's the tweet. BTC
looks like
forgetting to go on the Hype Moon Ponzi scheme. So this is in the Crypto Banter Telegram. Kiwi Panda. Oh, so Kiwi Panda. I see. So go ahead and move on.
Banter family. At the beginning of the stream, Ran talks about C3 and how it looks like a buy. This dude's good. Whoever this guy is, Zach. In the first 24 hours, they proceed to sell. Then $60,000 worth of C3. Interesting. Wow, dude, this guy's like.
And he has. This is what I want to be able to do in the future, Sam. By the way, so I'm also kind of when I look through the top 100 wallets, like I want to be able to do this, but it does take so much time to learn how to present this. All right, so Crypto Banter dedicates a segment in the stream to a ShopX IDO launch on 3/31/21. Crypto Banter proceeds to immediately dump 51K worth of tokens at launch. Nice work, Crypto Banter team.
Wow.
And there's the Ether addresses if anyone wants to look it up on their own. So when we talk about scamming, you can go down a little more.
Case number 3.
All right, so yeah, we could pull this down now. Basically, this dude's fucking scamming everyone, selling his shit. It's probably not even him. It's probably the team. But guess what? You signed the contract, buddy. You're a spineless pig. Okay. Go independent. Why not? Why not go independent and hire your own people at this point? Don't get rugged by these guys because they're giving you a couple $100,000 a year, dude. Seriously, stop. You're a freaking scam artist. Literally, you're a scam artist, Rand. Period.
Who is that? What was his name again? I'm gonna pull him up so I can follow him. Thanks, Molly. That guy on Twitter. I'm gonna search for him. What was his name again? Zach something. Zach.
89 something super sticker CP. Thank you so much. I don't know what DKK is, but I'm gonna assume that's German because I'm a genius. Just kidding. I don't.
Sam, check private chat. Send you the link.
Thank you.
So Sam, talk to me.
That was interesting. And I'm following this dude right now. I think that's interesting. It would also be interesting to have him on the actual show and talk to him. The guy behind the Zach.
He's a good dude. You can see it deep down. He's just got stuck in the business,
But the guy who created that Twitter thread, the Zach person, not the.
I need him. I need him worse than anyone. If anyone can get that dude to contact Bullish or myself or Sam, please.
Yes.
God, that dude is the ultimate. I love that. I love his breakdown style. I love his detail. And what do we say about detail? It just proves that people are working. It's just a proof of work thing. It's like
Orca brings up a good point that he brought up a couple of times to me, where when we talk about, say, the digital dollar, the digital yuan, and how those are going to be on the blockchain, but anybody who's in actual crypto is just going to be, if I was like bringing out something as the digital dollar and I presented that and all of the backdoor ways for me to rob people, everybody in crypto would be like, that's a scam. That's definitely a rug pull, right? Where when the US government comes out with it and the Chinese government comes out with it, we tend to like point at it and just laugh at it as a joke kind of thing, and realizing that it's just an utter scam. But what Orca brings up is that if it follows blockchain and it's on the blockchain, then the increase in transparency for what people like Zach XBT, that guy on Twitter who did that for banter, like he's doing all that research, then that will be able to be exposed to a different degree. And increasing the transparency can have a tremendous positive value on things. So that is something that like could be beneficial when you try to, because I always see the digital dollar, the digital yuan as like a scam that I won't want to partake in. But then when you think about it, if that's able to actually increase transparency, it's just the dollar scam. Now it's actually going to be another PVM crypto, $20 super chat. What's up? Someone build a YouTube crypto influencer ranking site. In order to get not gate capped to page 3 on the site, you must show proof of staked hex.
Hey, there's a new poll. Thank you so much, PVM Crypto, for that super chat, and I appreciate you very much in the comments all the time down in the after the show. I always appreciate, guys, after the show, if you always leave a comment, I answer every comment in my YouTube, every single one, every single comment. Sam probably doesn't. I do every single one. Sam probably skips a bunch, and but guys, seriously, I love the interaction afterwards. If you leave me a message with any depth and weight, I will actually listen to it and respond to it. So it's a good actual place if you want to leave me a message. Like I actually read and respond there because, you know, I like to keep the videos jiving and have everyone talking in the comments. Sam, are you staying on for a little?
I actually have to go. We are about to go to the beach, take my nephew to the beach. We're going to have a good time. Appreciate everybody who's come on today. It's good to be back on here. It's good to see you. Good to catch up on everything. Looking forward to tomorrow. That'll be interesting when we're on tomorrow. If anybody wants to check out Twitter down below, Motley has been in there, but I'm not going to do the full thing here. But if you want to help me beat Motley in a contest, there's a Twitter down below. That's my Twitter. Jump over there, say what's good, DM me on Twitter, and we can start a dialogue, build relationships, do something great, impact the world in a positive way. GRC, it's good to freaking see you. Bullish, I appreciate you as always. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
All right, man. I'll see you
later, brother.
So I'm going to stay on here, guys, for certain. I got a lot to talk about, and I got a lot of energy. I slept a lot the last day, and I took a little time to myself. I did some yard work and stuff like that. So I'm sending some links out, guys, right now. Yeah, Sam doesn't respond to you. Sam won't respond to you. Don't listen to him. Motley probably will respond to you. Motley's a great guy. I'm just kidding. Okay, everyone here is a great guy. Guys, I'm sending some links out. I sent about 5 links out, mystery links, to some friends of the show. And I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. So feel free to join. If I send you a link. Oh, shit. Who else was I going to get? Who else was I going to invite? Oh, yeah. Wales only? Boop. Who else was I going to invite? Orca? Wendy's? Motley. That's good for now. And Marco. We'll do Marco. Marco. All right. Let's get some money in this chat. I'm feeling pretty broke right now. This stream got broke as fuck. I need some millionaires up in here. Make me feel like the future's bright. Just kidding. I know the future's bright. I'm just playing. Coinbase weekly volume is actually starting to look decent. It's just hard to think the bear market would end so soon, since the 2024 halving is so far away. A recovery from, I think the 2024 halving is just perfect. Bullish is back. So bullish, I just invited some guys in here. None of them have to join, but I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'm just sending a couple more links out.
Yeah, I can go ahead. I can run a video and then I'll be right back.
Please, yes, I have to use the restroom.
Let's go.
Young folks, you tripping on them motherfucker.
Richard Hart. It's Richard Hart.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. Point one every day we mark. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex, he is mooning. Looking at why they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Pull chains out and they'll get me a check. He's gas up and it got me a mess. Remember the times he died collect. Hex I been eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this post, I ain't letting go. Swerving the ring like a Lambo. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Bought my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hairy start. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Richard Hart. Getting this back like a year ago.
Hold on. How's your trading going, guys? And how's your Bitcoin mining going? That's even more critical. And what assets do you hold? All the common questions that you get from the random scam bots that follow me around like nobody's business because I'm shirtless. Guys, this is absolutely really funny. Thank you to, hold on, I gotta still share. What should I look up? I'm kind of curious. Should I like, guys, give me a, let me, I just have so much S going on. You know, I might be able to start the YouTube ranking site just because F it. Man, should I this weekend? That would be dope. I'd be first on the list. I just have to say shit going on. I probably can't manage it. I'll be first on the list. It should be manually gate kept for me to succeed only. Just kidding. I want everyone to succeed. Guys, real quick. Ooh, this will be, I can plug a couple things right now. Now that I'm sitting here. I usually never have a second with you guys because I'm always doing the dirty with the alpha. That's what I like. I'm posting my Twitter thread that RH retweeted this morning. It got a lot of traction. It was really cool. It was really awesome. I really appreciated it. The retweet, RH, thank you very much. I'm trying to get my Instagram to go start popping off, okay? If you retweet this tweet and put your Instagram name below, I will follow you. Well, I mean, I'll follow you anyway, but like, just do it. Just retweet this tweet. I want this tweet to get more viral because then more Hexicans will know that every other Hexicans are trying to get on IG because I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, if we want to get sexy with this thing, I'll get sexy, okay? You think GRC is afraid to get sexy for the squad? You'd be incorrect. You would be very incorrect. Guys, follow me on Instagram. The Ultimate Thirst Trap in motion. Go to this tweet right here, okay? Go to this tweet right here. And I want you to retweet it, put your name below, screenshot or whatever, your name, so I can see it. Don't just say me, say your name so I can actually write it and type it in. Let's get Instagram going, popping off, ready. Guys, Instagram is cool. People are interacting. Everyone's leaving their shit below, okay? I'm going to like, every time I'm on here, I'm going to like push one of these threads because I've been doing like a thread a day now. So I'm just going to do like one thread per morning. And like, you know, they catch on pretty easy if they have any good value, which is pretty easy. Guys, we have a special guest, okay? So go ahead and do that for me. I'm also going to, after our special guest comes in, I'm going to, in a little bit later, I'm going to show the Shield Masters website. I'm working on a Shield Masters commercial for the breaks, but I'm no professional and I'm working on it and I'm learning about making videos a little bit, but I got a lot of stuff going on. Shield Masters is the official sponsor of this channel. And at the end, I'm going to pull them up and show you guys some of the beautiful artwork that they do. One of a kind stuff, all the shields in the back, all this shit. Shieldmasters.com right down here, shieldmasters.com. Guys, we have a special guest. Wait, I'm so confused. We had a different special guest, and now the special guest I wanted to talk to is here. So
what up?
There was some random guy in the green room, and I was just gonna transition him in. I didn't even know who it was. I was like, "We have a special guest."
It was me. I switched out.
I looked down into your face. I was like, "Thank God."
It was actually Bullish. He turned his camera on today.
No, I can actually confirm. I don't know if Bullish would want me to say this, but I'll spill the beans. Bullish and I do video chat now.
Yeah, you can share. I've told people who I've doxed myself to.
yeah,
I've doxed myself to you, to Sam, and to Wales Only.
I feel like Bullish looks like Wales Only to me. Like in my head, I have an image of like a Wales Only. Because they're, yeah, never mind.
You gotta know about Bullish is he's tall and he's lanky.
Oh, he's tall. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
well-
He's not
that
like
tall.
whales.
I'm not that. I'm like 5'10". I'm not that tall.
He's tall compared to GRC and I guess.
Yeah,
He's got an inch or so on us.
Probably, yeah. Everyone's tall compared to us. So we watched that video. It was pretty well done for a rando, to be honest. Like he definitely had to.
I saw that one.
I appreciate it. What did you think from someone? You're very critical, right? Like you don't fuck around. If someone's saying some shit that's a little bit off, you don't like that at all. You make that very clear. What do you think about that guy's video?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think he did a very good job. Like, you can see clearly, good editor, real good flow of the video. Like, it's entertaining, right? That's the whole point. Like, a lot of times, us as streamers, like, we do the live chats because it's fun and it's also easy, right? Like, if anyone's ever done any video editing, they know a video like that takes a lot of time, a lot of production, a lot of work behind the scenes. So it's like you were saying, like, that's that guy's talent. Like, he's very good at it. And he did do a pretty good analysis, but there was also a lot of key points where he just wasn't careful with his wording, and depending on how you word stuff, it conveys a completely different message. So overall, it was very good, and it kind of hits home a lot of the points that we try to make. But then he also made some very critical mistakes as well, just based on his wording, or maybe didn't necessarily have all the information. So
when he said he wouldn't buy back in and he didn't like the risk value prop, that was just where he didn't feel like looking into shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that seemed like where he was just like, yes, if I look into this,
and this
another
is,
episode.
This is what I have with all these guys, that like they've come to the conclusion Richard Hart isn't a scammer and Hex does what Hex says it's going to do. It's pretty simple when you look at it that way, but they always like, I wouldn't buy in now. It's like, but if they took that extra step to deep dive and really learn about it, like, they would understand that it's always a good opportunity in Hex by now, but they haven't gone to that final layer of like T-shares and learning how that works, right? And this was my same critique of like Alex or whatever, like when he was talking about like, oh, Pulse Chain, you know, it's just the standard YouTube model of just like, oh, we got to launch it at the halvening. What? That doesn't make any sense. Like, the bear market will be fine. Like, and I busted this dude's balls recently because I went back. He like tried to do this whole like leading himself like credence and like I'm a Hexagon influencer and all this stuff. And he did like one video before launch, and he said he free claimed, but I wouldn't recommend buying. And then I followed his next video a year and a half later on Hex, and it's like, wow, it did absolutely amazing. I can buy a car with this, but I wouldn't buy Hex now. It's gotten up too much. And then I just watched his recent video where he's like, oh, Hexagons gave me too much backlash, and you know, we just wanted him to get better and better with his information. And then he recommended not buying Hex again. I was like, bro, you haven't learned anything. And it goes back to the same.
I understand someone not learning and not recommending buying something, but he needs to admit where his intellectual faculties are failing him. Like, he's not willing to look deep enough into that. Because let's be honest, it took us a long time. It took me a long time. It took me months. It wasn't one video, right? It was like it was like a million videos that I was learning.
It's hard to admit, and like that was another issue with that guy's video too. He he had his own little logical fallacy where he was stating it's like, oh, well, Hex was marketed as a scam and only the idiots got into it. But then he literally proceeded with his next statement saying, hey, I finally dug in, I did the research, and I really looked into Hex, and it's like, it wasn't a scam. It did what it said it was going to do. So in his next breath, he literally admitted it took him extra work, extra time to really dig deep to find out that Hex wasn't a scam, something he didn't initially do, where he just contradicted his statement of just like, oh, all the idiots just came and fell into Hex. And, you know, there's some people that just like, oh, cool, I'll buy it, new coin, whatever. But most people really came in and they poked holes, they dug deep. Oh, you're calling this a scam. Let me go find out why. And let me look into it. Let me really research. And those guys, it was just a natural filter. Those are the really smart, hardcore guys that got in and were able to hold through all that FUD and just didn't listen to people. They went and made their own conclusions based off the facts and information they got for themselves.
He mentioned in there that people were lucky that bought Hex. He's so stupid for saying that, dude. He is so. That was okay.
That's what I was saying.
He
contradicted himself. Literally, the next statement saying once he dug in, did his own research and everything, it's just like, oh yeah, this wasn't a scam. And it's like that's what everyone that invested in Hex did in the beginning. You had to, because there wasn't anyone that was promoting it saying it was a good thing. It was literally everyone shitting on it saying it was bad. So the people that got in had to dig deep and had to look for their own information. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone in. They would have gotten flooded out. And we saw people get flooded out very early on. A lot of people.
he's a great video maker to the 75% of people that need to hear that statement, but for the 25% of guys that dig deep, that shit's useless. You know, because let's say he dug into the software, which he never would probably, because that's a whole nother story, right? That's not his shtick. But how they look down Terra Luna crypto in the morning. Oh, play this. I want to see this. Is this a meme?
Oh God, it's a TikTok.
But we got to dive deeper into that. How much money? I lost it.
You paused it, bro.
These guys have. That's the real question, right? Like, do we know that? No, we don't know exact numbers. We don't know what's disposable. We don't know what they have liquid. We don't know who they are. But they just took down Terra Luna, which was a top 10. Like it was, they just taken a piss.
First him, he's clean.
Don't take too long.
Time to get the gun.
Dude, the punchline on this meme is forever. But I like it. Is he about to shoot someone?
Yeah. Very long TikTok video.
Senti me. Megalozzo, tu mi capisci, no? Sei italiano come tu padri? Tu padri sta male.
This is the longest effing video I've ever seen in my life.
Mettiamo tutto a posto.
And I watched 3-hour whale streams.
Bullish.
I gotta
GRC's not amused.
The meme punchline after the clip should be like 5 seconds or like 12 seconds max. Because my attention span was absolutely gone.
I know. But I had to send you back to reread that tweet. I was like, "Can you finish reading the tweet, bro?"
I would be Hexologist would give you a strike on the meme game on that one, a negative strike.
Let's see.
Motley, Terra Luna absolutely dropped to the floor. We talked about it. We experienced it.
Oh yeah, I didn't see what
people are still telling people to trade it and saying that it could be a potentially life-changing opportunity. How stupid are these people? Can you comment?
Yeah, bro, they're insanely stupid. I couldn't even go to bed the other night. I talked about it last time. Like I couldn't go to bed because like all the fucking idiots were fucking just like, oh, this is a good buying opportunity. And, you know, Luna was at dollars still, $5, $10. Now we have what, like 3 zeros in front of it. It's insanity. And it's just like, and I was just going around just telling everyone, it's like, do not buy this. Like it's a broken thing, right? Like what world do you go out and like see something that's clearly broken? You're like, I'll buy that. Someone's got to pay me more money for that. It's just not going to happen. Like I think they actually froze the chain today. Like you're just completely fucked now. So like, it's bad, man. And it's weird because all the people that have like shilled it and promoted it or said, hey, this is a buying opportunity like 5 times now as it's continued to do like 95% drops. Like Richard did the chart the other day. It's shitty. It's scummy behavior in my opinion. And they should be held accountable for it. Like, it's just like someone referred it to like BitConnect the other day. Like these guys are like no different. And at the same time, they're like praising him, like, oh, good job, he tried. You know, he's like done like 2 or 3 stable coins now that have failed, right? Like, and people are killing themselves at this point. I think Tendu's told me the other day.
He's in witness protection right now.
Yeah, he saw a post where like over like 7 or 9 people have killed themselves over this. He's got investors that are literally, he's calling the cops because he's got investors showing up at his residence.
I'm surprised he's still alive, dude. Seriously.
Honestly.
Dude, is he public? Do people know where he's at?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
what that's what I
God,
was saying.
what a
It's like he
nightmare.
was. I think he's in Singapore, or I believe, I'm not sure. But yeah, he was having investors show up at his residence, so he was calling the police to provide security because people were literally, probably trying to kill him.
Do you
But I
think
mean, look,
do you think the bear market would have crumbled Luna if they didn't do any of the shit that they did with the
it would
Bitcoin?
it would have only been a matter of time. This was what made this so wild was it was a coordinated attack, and like, so this was going to fail eventually over time, but this was a coordinated attack, and the rate at which it failed was insane. Like, I mean, I've seen shit like this fail and crash numerous times, but I haven't seen it fail at the rate that it did because I think it was a coordinated attack on the actual protocol. But this was always destined to fail. It was never going to succeed. It was only a matter of time. This just happened so quickly. It was stunning. Like, I've never seen anything go down like that. It was pretty wild.
Someone in the comments, put any quick videos you have on the ins and outs of, like, I remember there was a video going around, not the one I kept showing, but a different one, showing actually how they tricked Daquan. So they actually tricked him personally, like, not personally, but like he made a bad deal, right? And and that's what sprung about the opportunity for whoever he was doing the Bitcoin deal with to arb the system because they got enough leverage on it. And
I don't know if it was confirmed. There's comments with BlackRock, all this stuff. Evidently, like 100K OTC deal was done on Gemini, and then there was talks that someone went, the same individuals went to Doquan, just like, hey, I'd like to invest like essentially 25K of those Bitcoin into UST. We don't want to move the market. Would you be willing to do an over-the-counter deal? Probably gave him a little bit of a discounted Bitcoin. And the whole problem, regardless of any of this is true or not, like, Doquan just got cocky. Like, you could see in his posts, he was literally calling people's plebs, poors, taking $1 million bets, $100 million bets that Luna's going to continue to go on, stablecoin's going to be good. And he just got overconfident. And someone made this comment. It's just like, if a currency can be manipulated, it's only a matter of time until, like, the market figures out how to, like, perform that manipulation, and they're going to take advantage of it, right? Because it's money on the table. And so eventually people found the weakness in Luna and UST, and they broke it, and they made a shit ton of money. Everyone else lost a crazy amount of money, people killing themselves. You saw people posting pictures of accounts where they had millions of dollars, and now it's worth $100. I'm
trying to figure out exactly how this occurred, because I'm always just such a thinker like that. Like, I want to see, because, we all think about Hex all the time, PulseX, Binance, everyone, every different cryptos and stuff. And it's like, you can relate a lot of these similar things. Hex, you can hardly relate to anything, obviously. But, like, Hex is totally better than all this fucking shit. But, like, other than that, now we're talking about the open market, the layer 1 pulse chain, the DEX, PulseX. It's going to be the Wild West a little bit again, I assume. Like, what do you think? I guess none of us know how this will pan out as far as, like, the scamminess of people.
On what? On Pulse Chain?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have scams, bro.
I know, but you'll have
scams that exist now. You'll have scams that exist now that are going to be copied over. It just is what it is. If they're an ERC20 base, and most everything that's ERC20 base, it's going to be copied over. So we're literally we are going to copy over scams. And I mean, you can, let's say you had Whales on right now, right? And, like, define what a scam is. Whales would probably say 99% of this is bullshit scams anyways. And depending on your definition of what a scam is, he's probably right. But yeah, scams are going to get copied over. Scams are going to be built. You also have where people mean well and they have good intentions and they're trying to build something good, but blockchain's really hard to actually make it do a specific function, and shit breaks, and then people will call that a scam. But it's just like, oh, people tried hard and it failed, because the shit's hard. But it still costs everyone their money, right? So you'll see failed projects, you'll see scams, you'll see bugs, you'll see everything. And that's why a lot of times we sit here and we just preach. It's just like, focus on the premier products. What the reasons a lot of us fell in love with Hex, because it's a mutable code. It's locked. It can't be changed. It had 3 audits before audits were even popular. It's just it stands the test of time. It's been 3+ years, and there's billions of dollars locked up. You don't think if there was a weakness or a hole in the hex code, someone wouldn't have found it already? It's a huge honeypot. If someone could break hex, they could have billions and billions and billions of dollars.
That's what it's a good way to say it. Like, I think that's like the coder way to say it. If someone could break it, right? Like, if someone could break it, it's like, is there a weakness? Strong, because there's weaknesses in every product. I always tell people this. Like, every product has some things that could, in a perfect world, be better, right? But nobody's done it better than Hex yet, in my opinion, personally.
And they do different things too, right? It's kind of like Richard says. There's not going to be like one coin to rule them all because you just can't. They do certain things, just like Hex is a store value, and then Pulse Chain is going to be the actual layer one. It's going to be the blockchain that
as far as
apps
DeFi
are built
though,
on.
like real, like no counterparty risk. Is that the future, or do you think the future is more so just tied to the banks, everything?
Well, I mean, for my knowledge, for what I know in crypto now, DeFi literally consists of Hex and Uniswap, right? For me, DeFi is essentially, again, lock code, can't be changed. Hex earns you trustless yield. You don't have to give it to a third party. Freaking same thing with Uniswap. You're not going to lose your coins. You don't have to give your coins up. And like you see it like with the Uniswap code, right? This is why they have a V1, V2, and now they're on V3. They have to write a whole new contract essentially, because when they do want to do upgrades, their previous codes were locked and immutable. It was truly decentralized finance. So they had to make another version. And then they move over, people move their liquidity over into these other pools. But it's true DeFi. Just like Hex, the shit we're built on right now, Ethereum, it's broken. So Richard's building Pulse Chain. And yes, he's doing this large airdrop for all ERC20s being copied over. But a large part of that is due to the fact that Hex code is immutable. To actually bring Hex over and copy all the stakes and everything that we've built and acquired thus far over, you need to copy it over because the code's immutable. And that's why there has to be 2 Hex. You can't just like, all right, cool, we'll move it over to Pulse Chain and there'll still only be 1 Hex. You now have to have 2 Hex when you have that Pulse Chain network coming.
Daquan came out with a blog article about, I'm going to read
God.
it. Guys, this is real time, guys. This is great. This is great.
I'm sure it's really good.
Thank you, Quan, for the Crypto in the Morning single day content. I thank you. Okay. So I'm going to pull up his brand new proposal. He published this 1 hour ago, guys. 1 hour ago. You know I cover all this stuff right away. That's my shtick. Guys, I'm going to read this aloud.
Real quick, I just want to make this quick comment. Don't really need to expound on it too much, because it kind of annoys me a little bit. Will made a comment, is like, we are missing stable coins, a wallet, and we'll have the whole ecosystem. So Richard's building the wallet. I know a couple other communities are building the wallet as well. As far as the stable, like, there's nothing wrong with bridging in a stable, just like anything else. Like, within a day or two, when the bridge is up, there will be wrapped USDC or USDT or whatever is your preference. You can wrap it. It'll be on Pulse Chain. There'll be pools of it, and it'll be fine. Maybe Circle actually validates all the USDC. Will they? I don't know, but maybe they do. And then you have USDC on Pulse Chain. So far, all the layer ones, USDC has made actually provided the coins for it. So like, will we get with Pulse Chain? Maybe not. We don't know, because this airdrop, this method of copying all the ERC20s has never been done before. So it might be invalidated, but it doesn't mean Circle comes back and gives USDC to Pulse Chain. We'll see. But in the meantime, like, there's nothing wrong with a wrapped stablecoin. Same thing.
The more I learn, the more I realize that all these buzzwords, right? It's a lot of buzzword action, but like it's a less thinking, more buzzword like marketing. So like,
yeah, say what's hot and popular right now.
The more that I learn,
yield.
Yeah, like I just realized, like, these pools, like, you can't stop this shit from happening. Like, people are gonna bridge in that shit. Period. End of story. I feel like that. I'm starting to feel like that more every day that goes by. Like, people are just gonna bridge it because why not? They have an S load.
And this is why I was pushing back on Jesse the other day when he was talking about USDL is going to be the stable coin for Pulse Chain. We need it. It's like Jesse, you know good and well as I do that we can just bridge in staples. It's not the end of the world. It's not gonna make or break Pulse Chain. And I think it's a little bit because he's a little biased, obviously, because his project involves the stable coin. But there's nothing wrong with bridging in a stable into a new chain whatsoever. So I tend to want to push back a little bit more on the fact that people are like, we need a stable coin. It's like you can just wrap it. It's what wrappers exist for.
I'm going to tweet out real quick that I'm going to read this document so other people can see it if they want, because I am going to read it. Because this is, I do want to cover this so I can be prepared. This is important to me as almost practice, if you know what I mean. If you're talking to me, I think you're muted, but if you're talking to someone else, it's fine. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to tweet this out, and then I'm going to tweet it below. Let everyone know that we are about to read this document of the revival plan published by Daquan himself. Daquan. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name, but that's okay.
I'll probably stay on once we just read through this article, and then I gotta get going. We gotta do some stuff this morning.
You're good to go, man. I'm just gonna be sitting on here. You're always welcome to come to.
Well, I want to see the article real quick, and then I'll.
Yeah, I'm just tweeting it, and then I'm literally about to tweet it. I'm done.
On.
All righty, let's read this article. All right. So 1 hour ago, the Terra ecosystem revival plan. Daquan, there's been several community and validator groups discussing launching a fork of the Terra chain to make the ecosystem whole from the UST depegging event. Wanted to offer my perspective on how this should be done. How this should be done. Interesting. Hold on, I gotta switch to this real quick. As of this time, there are still several $1 billion of UST worth of USD, and the value of Luna has fallen to essentially zero. Even if the peg were to eventually restore after the last marginal buyer and sellers have capitulated, the holders of Luna have so severely been liquidated and diluted that we will lack the ecosystem to build back up from the ashes. He just said it himself. It's over, guys. Over. While decentralized economy does not need decentralized money, USD has lost too much trust with its users to play a role. Yeah, that's a good point right there. So what remains? While UST has been the central narrative of Terra's growth story over the last year, the Terra ecosystem and its community is what is worth preserving. We've built up one of the largest and most vibrant developer ecosystems in crypto with some of the smartest minds in the world working on public with the best UI UX. Terra Station has a large install base with 1 million plus users across the world. Although in distress, strong brand recognition and a name almost done, everyone in the world will have heard about it. Yeah, I don't know if the brand should be kept around. The Terra community must reconstitute on its chain and the developer ecosystem. Do you want me to keep reading, or do you want to mention it?
Yeah, he of course he wants to keep the brand community because that's what made him wealthy, right? Like this dude went from a multi-billionaire to probably, I mean, I'm sure he's not broke, but this dude saw his probably vast fortune just shrivel up and die in like a matter of a couple of days. And like, yeah, he just wants to reinstate and go again, right? Like, stop giving these people your fucking money. I swear to God, if any of you guys, whatever he brings up in Terra 2 or Luna, whatever, like, do not invest in it.
Not in this chat. If you're going to do that shit, go over to some trader or some shit. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it. If you're going to put money in it, just mention it to someone else, because I think it's negligent at some point, and I don't like negligence shit.
It is. If you can't learn from a scenario like this, then there's probably no hope for you until you're willing to take those blinders off, because man, he just destroyed so many lives, and he's just rinse and repeat, man. It's what this industry is about. They do this shit over and over and over again. People just continue to just dump their life savings. It's disgusting.
So this is almost the end of the article. This is the actual, this is ugly. This is the actual plan and the numbers associated with it. Guys, this dude's trying to get more money. Who could imagine they could spin this in a way to get more capital involved? Who knows what he's got? Let's
people invest investing in it too, bro. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh yeah. I agree.
Just like people buying all the way down at $30, $20, $5, $1. Oh, I can't go any lower. It can't go any lower. It's like it was like I saw the one guy posted a tweet in the comments, and it was just like, guys, Luna's down 96%. It can only go down 4%. Like there's just some people that just can't even do math, right? And so then you just show like another 95% drop from there, and the guy's like, fuck you, you piece of shit, Doquan. Like, and there's some people that you're just not gonna
Well, if they
save like
knew
that.
about the peg, they don't even know. They're just like they don't even understand. Like
Well,
it's
it was a basic understanding of math, like that person.
yeah, it's just like
even
one
know, right?
goes up, one goes
Like,
down. Everyone sold one side.
it's hard. It's hard
Yeah,
to
it
save those
sucks.
people.
The Terra community must reconstitute the chain to preserve the community and the developer ecosystem. They must, guys. They must. See that language, that verbiage. They must, guys. After he ruined all of your lives, you must reconstitute the chain to preserve the community. It's like, fuck you, dude. Validators should reset the network ownership to 1 billion tokens distributed among 400 million, 40% to Lunar holders before the depegging event. Last $1.
Why not all of it, bro? You know why? Because he wants to get rich.
God, this is
give 100% of it.
dude. There's your little address if you want to donate to the cause before he gets murdered. Maybe you can get some money off you. The new chain. I shouldn't say that, by the way. I really would never want this man.
Dude, there's a very good chance that dude gets killed. Like,
oh yeah,
there's that many people that he's lost that amount of money for. Like,
and if they're watching shit like this, they're not going to be happy.
And man, like, at what point? It's so stupid because, like, Richard's talked about this. Like, how many zeros do you need in your bank account where you still like your quality of life doesn't go up? So like, those people that just continue to do this and feed off people and don't have any remorse and just don't care, they're just shitty people in my eyes. Because, like, okay, you have more than you could ever want, and yet you're willing to do something like this, destroy people's lives, and then you're going to do it again. It's just like, man, these are shitty people. Shitty people. I would stay away as much as possible.
It's like, what are they in? Just a different world, Motley? Is it just like,
I don't know. These are people I wouldn't hang out with in real life. It just is how it is. These aren't people I'd associate with.
Yeah, Duquan. Did you saw that short clip where he mentioned the other coins going under and how that can be entertaining on occasion?
No, I did not.
So he basically 9 days ago, he was on this interview. Someone dropped the link and they have it. I don't have it, but he was in an interview like 9 days ago, dude, or some shit, talking to this girl, and he was like, he said most products won't make it through this bear market, and
yeah,
he said it's entertaining watching some of them go down.
Yeah, he's a shitty person, dude. Like, yeah. And I didn't become wealthy to sit there and associate with people that I don't want to associate with. And like, those are individuals that I would not waste 2 seconds on. They're just scummy people. And you see it, like, they talk about it all the time. They're like, hey, money amplifies who you are. And you saw it. The dude was becoming incredibly wealthy and super successful, and he was just telling people, like, calling them plebs and fuck you, I don't talk to poor people and all this stuff. And it's just, man, karma fucking slapped him across the face pretty damn hard.
Yeah, no, I think it's hard. As a young man working through all this for the first time, it's rather confusing. I'm trying to figure, like,
keep your integrity. That's all you gotta do.
That's it. I guess that's it, really.
I gotta go, guys. I gotta go, guys. Appreciate you, Jim Rat.
I'm gonna keep reading this article. You have a wonderful day, Motley. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you very much.
I'll be listening in the background, and shout out to my boy Franklin. What's up, Franklin?
Franklin, what up, boy?
Right. Later, bro.
What up, later, man? Franklin, what's good, brother? All right, so let's keep reading this revival plan real quick. Let's see what this is all about here. So I'm reading this revival plan article. Oh, my bad. Here we go. I'll highlight where I am. I know you probably can't see it, but I'll read it all out. So we just went over the 400 million, 40% to Lunar holders before depegged event. So before the depegged event, every Lunar holder will be distributed a certain amount of tokens. The other 40% to UST holders, pro rata at the time. So before it all happened, UST holders. And then 100 million to Luna holders. The final moment in the chain halts. Last minute of marginal Luna. So that's like for all the people that were stealing all the money, basically. They get a little freebie there too. So for all you guys that were arbing that, you get a little freebie, 10% freebie on that. That's nice. 100 mil. Nice. The other 100 mil to the community pool to fund future development. You sick bastard. Oh my God, this is worse than I thought, dude. This dude's so screwed, bro. Call to action. This is his call to action, guys. Right now, here, let me pull myself up. This right now, this is what we're looking into right now. Duquan, who just rugged the entire crypto community, he's now has a call to action, guys. You understand what I'm trying to say here? He wants you to work. I get it, man. Daquan wants you to work. Work for him. Work with him, bro. Work with him. Work with him. Why not? Why not? Let's see what his call to action is for all those loyal people that he's treated so marvelous. Call to action. Why does this redistribution make sense? The UST holders need to own a large share of the network. Oh, so true. As the network debt holders, they deserve to be compensated for the tokens they have been holding to the end. Of course, I agree. They deserve to be compensated for you rug pulling and being a centralized dictator that makes horrible decisions. Terra needs a community to continue to grow and make it. Terra needs it. They need it, guys. They need it. They need it. Why do they need it? That's good verbiage right there. This dude should go to the Hall of Fame. Terra needs a community. They need it. Of course they need it, you dumbass. They could have needed that money that you stole from them too, or got whatever. Not you didn't steal it from them, but they got wrecked because your protocol was wrecked. To continue to grow and make block space valuable again, the only way to do this is to make sure that the tokens were attacked and commenced. The most loyal community members are builders. Stick around and keep providing value. It is hard balance. There's no easy answer, guys. It's in redistributing value within the network, but value must be distributed to allow the ecosystem to survive. Yes, we need more value. I need more value. He didn't get enough value from you guys. He did not get quite enough. 23.5 billion liquidated. Not enough for my man's. 700 people on suicide watch in every country around the world. Thank you so much, Daquan. The value must be distributed to allow this ecosystem to survive, and its current state will not. No S, buddy. This was an hour ago, by the way, guys. This was 1 hour ago. I'm going to say that one more time with my face loud and proud. This was an hour ago. He published this an hour ago. Daquan ancestors were rug makers for sure. I couldn't. Oh my God, this is amazing. Not amazing for all the people. I know most of the people in here aren't in Terra Luna, and if you are, I'm very, very sorry. Like, that sucks. That's wreck. The guy will win the biggest scammer award. I think I single-handedly took down Luna. Crypto in the Morning exposed Luna to some hexagons that must have owned it, and they dumped it. They arbed it. I had the admin on my show last week. Nobody else was talking Terra Luna in this community. I was onto them. Gave them the old right in their face. Call to action. Oh, yeah, we already read that. All right, so the future of Terra Network, guys. Can we read real quick? If you're watching this, smash the like, smash the subscribe. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer because I'm jacked up, unless people would like me not to otherwise. But this is real news that I really need to cover. Everything else that people are doing is just fluffy. Other than like the guys that are never fluffy. So let's read about the future of the Terra Network from Daquan himself 1 hour ago, guys. 1 hour ago, this was published. This is the Terra Ecosystem Revival Plan. This is the last segment, the future of the Terra Network. The rallying cry for the Terra community has always been a decentralized economy needs decentralized money. And that's a good statement in general, though. Like, if I'm going to be 100% real about, like, that's a good question. Like, I think that's more of a question. Like, do decentralized economy need decentralized money, or do decentralized economies even exist? Because literally there is nothing decentralized about fucking Terra Luna. It's like tied to every bank in the world. This is an exciting vision, and while UST has not been successful, the Terra community will always find ways of iterating on this idea at some point in the future. But the priority now should be to preserve this amazing ecosystem. So amazing. All the banks, all the money, all of it's tied to the corporations. It's amazing. It's incredible. And it went to zero. Amazing. So amazing. And to make as many users and builders as possible, Terra should first preserve its L1, and the community should gather to discuss decentralized money once the dust has settled. I hope the community can achieve speedy consensus on how to to revive the Terra ecosystem. I'll always be here, guys. Let's read some comments. Let's hit the comment section. I bought on a BSC wormhole. Do happen. Whoopsie. Did he actually answer this shit? I suppose in this case, the wormhole team can be coordinated with this is true. Oh my god, this dude's actually responding. I suppose in this case, the can be coordinated. Anything crazy? He probably. I disagree with the distribution. Rewards, depegged whales, the blah blah blah. Yeah, this dude's a fucking nut. He's an idiot. And Daquan, this is a last minute ditch effort, in my opinion, to revive your life's work, and I feel bad for you, certainly, because that sucks. That really does suck really bad. What do you got below? Are you trying to pull something up, boys? Or am I just looking at that picture under there? Oh, okay, never mind. He's going to play that after the stream. All right, I'm going to be a couple more minutes. I'm going to peruse Twitter for 1 second. Chum, chum. Sorry about that. Let's go. All right, I'm going to read some comments real quick, and then I'm going to get off. So any final comments? I'm scrolling up a little bit. PVM, you've been crushing it all day with the comments. Thank you so much. Hard to prove OTC unless the government publicly said it. Yeah. Chain level exploits are more fatal than smart contract issues overall. Very interesting. That's a very interesting statement, actually. And I'd love to compare those two. Like, it'd be a weird comparison, but we are missing is stable. Some people don't think we necessarily need a stable, well, we need a stable, but we don't need a new stable, if you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't have to be connected to Pulse Chain in particular. I think that's what he's saying. Yep, it's proof how immutable it is. Yep. Park USDT on ETH chain bridge and roll it with USDT on Pulse Chain. Can Tether invalidate ESTP? I understand PUSDT can be stopped. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll look into that more. I know what you're asking. My buddy's buying every dip on Luna, guys. Do not buy Luna. Please don't buy Luna. Seriously, please do not. Be really stupid. You just exit liquidity for all of it. Just people are just waiting to get out. It's funny how this went down at the same time BTC, more to come. Yeah, so the funny part is right when they made that BTC call, and anyone who's been covering this every day, like I have, when they made that BTC call, immediately that was the top. That was the highest click rate time. Like that was people were moving through that ecosystem the most at that moment, and they somehow spun that Bitcoin vault news into a positive thing. So it was like a positive thing, and people were like, "Yeah, what? This doesn't make sense." in the middle of a bear market that was about as clear as day, if to anyone that's looking at crypto every single day, at least listening to Richard Hart at all and like looking at the general stuff, I think it was pretty obvious that this could be a bear market. I mean, it could have gone either way, I guess, but like you shouldn't be buying Bitcoin in the middle of a potential bear market. Leave any comments below, guys. I'm working my way to the bottom. And if you have not and you're in here, please subscribe. Please. It would be very appreciated. Appreciated if you did subscribe. Yep, you can't make this up. Can I make TikToks for Daquan? Yeah, you should. He taunted his whales and they dumped it. Yep, exactly. He lost the deal. He made a bad deal. Daquan's ancestors were rug makers. Yep. Monica, great to see you. Great to see you as always, your beautiful smile. Tyrannosaurus Hex, not even a rug pull. This one's just those trap doors underneath the rug. He has his hands in the TGE button. Yeah, for real. Centralized dictatorship. That is what he was dealing in, and he made the bad call. Sam was missing right when Luna crashed. Damn, that. You guys don't know that much about Sam. What could he be doing in the sidelines? You have no idea. That's all I'm saying. Or our overlords seen the interview and stomped that S out. Yep. What does this mean? PUSD can be stopped. What does it mean? It means it could stop like legislation-wise. I'm assuming that's what he's saying. 50x guaranteed. All my dry powder strapped, ready for descent into Luna. Luna 2. Yeah, great to see you guys. Hey, if you're in here still, I'm about to get off. I'm going to do a peace out. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here every single day. I'm covering daily, morning, current events, real time. Not even from the day before, real time. This shit's real time now. All this shit, like I'll make a video for tomorrow, make a video for 2 days. It becomes irrelevant before the video even comes out. That's the problem, unless it's like evergreen content, of course. But you know what I mean? Like we're live. We're digging into everything every morning. I'm paying attention to everything as best as I can, and then I'm bouncing it to the best minds in the world. As far as I'm concerned, the guys in Hex, the best guys in Hex, the best guys in crypto, the best guys in DeFi, best guys in marketing. Love it. Doggy Days, thank you so much for hopping in here. I've never seen you in here. Just hit the sub and hit the bell, guys. If y'all smash the bell, you'll get the updates. Smash that bell, guys. Because I am coming at you live for a long-ass time. Isn't it nice to say I'll be here for a long time? Unless I die, which would be weak. That would be real weak. Guys, I'm going to head off. Have a wonderful day. Make sure you hit the sub, hit the like, hit the bell. Go to my Instagram. Like some pictures so I know that you're there, and then I'll follow you. Because there's a lot of following people right now. So I want to make sure I don't follow everyone because half the people are scam artists. So I kind of have to like look. But thank you so much for everything. I will see you tomorrow. We're coming at you live tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. We're also doing the 24-hour live stream. Guys, have a wonderful
We all gonna make it, man. We definitely all gonna make it. Wag me.
Let's get it.
This next song is for one of my idols. Yo, listen, man. Just by him putting the song on his page means too much.
Let me tell the story, man. I was in Miami one day, right? And I was driving.
Let's go.
The drop top.
DeFi.
And I was just like, yo, I was feeling like Richard Hart.
DeFi.
So I ended up, I had somebody record me, and it was the Richard Hart song, and fucking I ended up posting it on Twitter, and I tagged Richard Hart. He was like, yo, what song is this? I need that.
DeFi.
You feel me? So then ended up getting to him, and the whole squad DM'd him. And then next thing you know, Richard Hart was like, yo, I'm gonna put the song on my fucking page.
Let's go.
Shout out to Richard Hart for showing that love.
Shout out Richard, man. Real love. Let's go. Play that.
We Hexicans over here. Pulse
every
Pulse
day,
Hex, all that.
All I did was 0.1 on Hex every day. every day.
Hey.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Bought my hex from the fucking start. 0.1 every day we mark. Buy my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Buy my hex from the fucking start. Sacrificing all this bread like I'm Richard Hart. Got paid on big payday and I had a hit restart. Now I'm checking on my pulse just to check my heart. Checking my MetaMask moving. Look at the hex here is moving. Looking at why they be choosing. Peter is why they be losing. Whole chains out and get me a check. Eat gas up and got me a mess. Remember the times they died collect. Hex got me eating, I'm dying in the best. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this puss, I ain't letting go. So run the ring like a Lambo. Getting this back like a year ago. Getting this puss, I ain't letting go. So run the ring like a Lambo.